the right. Lineup is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of the Harbor Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of the Harbor Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo.
I can't.
Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning Bulls loose, make
Now, okay, there we go.
Check.
Check, 1, 2.
And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen.
What time is it now?
6:56.
You want to go ahead and go? You hear that interference? You have something you want to talk about too after I do this? Okay.
Well, just whatever.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Hello again, everyone. Last night, the Birmingham Bulls defeated Macon by a score of 1-0 in a very tense 60 minutes that ended in overtime for Birmingham. The win was Birmingham's third consecutive win, giving the Bulls their first 3-game win streak of the season. And it couldn't have come at a better time for the Bulls. With the win, Birmingham vaulted past Macon in the standings and now have their sights set on Fayetteville and Quad City. Drake Glover scored his 4th goal of the year with only 18 seconds remaining in overtime to give the Bulls a win. Jacob Musatelli once again played flawlessly in the net, getting the win and his first shutout of the season. All of that and more was needed, though, to get the Bulls the win and set the Bulls up to put some distance between themselves and Macon tonight. There is a problem, though, that has been there since the start of the season: the lack of regulation wins for the Bulls. Birmingham has only 1 regulation wins in the 23 games we played this season. 6 Bulls wins have come in overtime. We haven't won one in a shootout. Conversely, the Bulls have lost 5 games in extra time. What does that mean? It means the Bulls have left 5 standings points on the table, and if 3 of those 5 games turn out to be a win, the Bulls would find themselves in 7th, 3 points behind defending champion Evansville. The moral of the story: try to win this game within 60 minutes, and if you have to go to overtime, make sure you get that second point. And every game we go to extra time, the opposing team gets that extra point, Greg. That means it makes it even more difficult to catch up with those standing in front of us. The only way to make up ground is to win in regulation time. That 3-game win streak the Bulls have were all overtime wins, not in shootouts, but in overtime, which means Roanoke, Pensacola, and Macon all got points when the Bulls won. Hello again, everyone, and hockey fans in Canada, the United States, and Newfoundland. I'm Jody Chernesky, joined by Greg Dreveny. Greg, it feels different coming to the arena where you actually have won 3 consecutive. The Bulls celebration after the game last night, if you notice, after Drake Glover's goal, you could see it on there as well as coming off the bench, just screaming, hugging each other. It looked like a playoff win. So that mindset maybe has changed for the Bulls as well. But the lack of regulation wins, Greg, at least to me, is troubling.
Well, it is, Jody. It's one of those things where you saw the emotion and the passion and what everybody brought after Glover buried that one last night in overtime. And you know what? That's what the Bulls needed. They needed a strong veteran presence, and Glover has provided that since he came back. Coming back out of retirement, wanting to get back into the love of what we know and, have talked about for over the decades, Jody, about that Birmingham Bulls hockey and the family and the atmosphere and how the players are taken care of and the whole 9 yards. And, hey, that's something that Drake Glover didn't have at home.
He missed it.
He missed it.
No doubt about it.
And that's it. And that's the biggest thing where they always say everybody ends up, no matter where you play, whether it's the NHL, Coast, AHL, SPHL, all things lead to Sunday Beer League, Jody, and that's why guys get involved in that, because of the locker room.
All right, tonight we're going to try something different technology-wise for the anthem, Greg. I was
Yep.
told by the powers that be, Pat Johnson and Connor, with Hockey TV, we have to be extremely quiet as a mouse peeing on cotton, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
We're going to try a different setup for the anthem singers themselves, and we'll see how this works out. But remember, we are quiet, right? Okay.
For the singing of our national anthem.
All right, we tried it. I don't like doing it that way.
Yeah.
I'll tell the powers that be in technology, we're done with the IT experiment for the day. All right, starting lineups first for the visiting Macon Mayhem. In goal, Bailey Birkin. We'll talk about him in a moment. Defensively, they'll go with Michael Krupinski. He'll be paired with former Bull Parker Allison. Up front, they'll go with Stefan McLachlos, John Calgin, as well as Alex Cohen. For Birmingham, defensively, we'll go with Jordan Gagnon and newcomer Laz Cable. Up front, C.J. Walker, Drake Glover, and Sean Kennedy. Starting goaltenders for both teams. First for Macon, Bailey Birkin carries in a record of 4 wins, 2 losses, and 2 shootout losses. A goals against average of 2.18 and a good save percentage at .930. For Birmingham, we'll go with Hayden Stewart tonight. Last night it was Musatelli. Tonight it's Stewart. He comes in with a record of 1 win, 6 losses, and 3 shootout losses. The goals against of .308 and a save percentage of .916. The referees tonight in linesmen the same as last night: Dan Sardegna, Ben Leeton, and Brett Dardzinski.
Interesting choice starting in goal tonight.
Yeah.
Hayden Stewart, you know.
I talked with Craig Simchuk about that before the game, and we both know he's got 2 good goaltenders on this team.
Yeah.
And Musatelli had played the last 3. He wants to make sure he stays within the system. 3 games on, 3 games off. So we should see Hayden Stewart for not only tonight, but the next 2 as well. Birmingham has given up more shots than anybody in the league this year. So any type of stat you see about how many goals Birmingham has given up, you've got to take that into consideration. If you're watching the game tonight on Hockey TV, Birmingham, for some reason, is dressed in all green and yellow. It's the salute to the Mighty Ducks.
Yep.
Macon is all in white. You know how I feel about strange jerseys. I like a road and a home jersey and maybe one specialty jersey, and I realize you sometimes have to do this. But tonight, Birmingham will suit the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
Well, so they do have the Bulls on the front, so we don't call them
Yeah.
the Ducks, but yeah, not bad, Jody. You know,
Well, the jersey doesn't
Yep.
look bad. I just prefer the home and road and be done with it. But I'm old school. I'm an old guy, so that's just the way it is. Off the draw in the Macon zone, Gagnon puts it into the near corner. Played behind the net, pass Walker and Glover. Calgin sends it around the near side. It's played by Krupinski. Now, Gagnon takes his man out. That's McLachlos pushing and shoving there. Gagnon giving the business to Cohen as well.
Yep.
Birmingham has the puck in their own zone through center ice. Played in by the Bulls. It'll go the length of the ice without it being touched. So icing is called on the Bulls. I thought Kennedy may have touched it for Birmingham, but nonetheless, face-off back in the Bull zone, just underway. First period, 19:28 remaining. No score.
Yeah, that puck in the neutral zone, Joey, just bounced up over the stick, hit the side boards up off that yellow and bounced up and got through everybody, went all the way down. So the Bulls will take it and come off with a face-off here to Hayden Stewart's left.
Connor May on the draw gets it back to Hayden Ford, another former Bull. Now Michael Herrera, they're all over the place, another Bull. There's a shot taken from just inside the blue line. Stewart had a little trouble with it, made the save. Puck comes right in front. Hayden Ford from that face-off circle. A wide open shot. Stewart, I'm not sure he saw that, Greg, but he did make the save and hold it for a face-off.
Well, Jody, you can definitely see out of the gate here what Macon's MO is. Goldowski did not leave the front of the crease that entire shift. And, you know, he got a good tip in on the redirect from the far side from the point. And then you see on that shot, Hayden Stewart, he could not see it at all. Good job by Stewart just to maintain good position.
Off the draw, puck is loose in that face-off circle. Tip behind the net, picked up by the Bulls, and out they come through center ice. A pass ahead for McGregor Sinclair. Top of that face-off circle in front. He tried to get it to Caron, went down. Couldn't get a stick on the puck, and Macon clears. They'll skate through center ice. Justin Kelly couldn't get it past the Bulls' defense, or at least of Kip Ledzianko. It does go into the corner, though, played there by Macon. Witherspoon with it. Cross-ice pass intercepted by the Bulls, but we couldn't get it out. There's a deflection in front from Kelly. The shot from Bartuccio Pereira. Puck loose in the near corner. Caron plays it, gets it past Ibarra, up towards the blue line and out. Matt Wood has it, gets it ahead to Kip Ledzianko. In front, trying to hit it up for Soretsky. Gakes the shot save made by Birkin. Puck comes all the way back to the blue line. Bulls keep it alive. Intercepted, though, by Herrera, and he'll backhand one to center ice, connecting 2-on-1 the other way. Goldowski has it. He takes the shot blocker save. Rebound. That one saved again by Hayden Stewart, and the Bulls will clear through center ice. Soretsky had it. They had it taken away from him by Beers, and it's cleared to center ice. Birmingham will turn it right back in. Quick pace to this, at least the start of the period, Greg.
Oh, yeah, big crowd, Jody. Everybody's all in. Here we go.
Look out. There's a shot as McLachlan got behind Scott. Took the shot. Blocker save made by Stewart, and it goes out of play. Just a lot quicker pace tonight than we saw last night.
Well, you can see, Jody, it's one of those things where even looking at the standings, last night we were talking Quad City, you know, in 8th place. Well, Quad City, they're now tied. They're in 7th place now.
And I remember you saying they were behind 3-0, and it looked good for Birmingham at that point with Quad City. Well, they came back to win.
They came back to win, and now Fayetteville's sitting in 8th spot. So there's definitely movement, and that's where when you're sitting in the 9th and 10th spot, you want to see movement as well.
Off the draw in the Bull zone, Birmingham has it. Couldn't get it out, though. Kept in by Macon. A save made by Stewart off his blocker. Miklakos has it for Cohen. And in front, looking for Kaljan. That didn't connect. Macon keeps it alive. Now Soretsky intercepts the pass. Laz Cable gets it ahead for Gronick. Through center ice, puck is loose. Played by McLachlan. Timmy Kent is there as well, but coming away with the puck is Macon. They'll send it into the far corner. Kaljan. Centers one out in front for Cohen. He didn't connect. Birmingham lost possession again in their own zone. Alex Cohen with a shot well wide of the net. Gagnon couldn't clear. There's a shot, another. Stick save this time by Stewart. Hayden Ford in front trying to connect with Ibarra. He couldn't. Loose puck picked up by Ibarra. He can't get the shot off. Glover on him. He costs the puck up, comes to the blue line. Macon again, though, keeping it alive. Penalty coming up on the Bulls. Down behind the play, though, it's Jordan Gagnon. Now, I said on the Bulls, Ibarra's going off.
I don't think it was on the Bulls there, Jody.
And he's not arguing at all. Jordan Gagnon back to his feet, skates to the bench, but he was down for a little while.
Well, and you, a name we always like to call, Jody, especially when we used to play Pensacola until he got traded, was Wiesner.
Yeah.
Gagnon has been holding that aspect of the game tonight for the Bulls. You saw him getting involved early, pitching in from the blue line, then had another follow-up big hit in front of the Macon bench. And, you know, Ibarra
got off for the slash.
He didn't like it down there.
No. Birmingham's power play coming into the night, 4th in the league. Scored 16 power play goals at 22.5% success rate. Conversely, penalty killing for Macon, not been great. They've given up 15 power play goals, and 76% of the time, they keep the puck out of the net. Macon, once again, at least shorthanded. They have no shorthanded goals. Face-off in the Macon zone. Glover out with Sinclair. Kip Ledzianko, C.J. Walker, and Doug Scott. It gets back to Scott off the draw. He'll play it to Kip. Stepped out in front. Glover once, twice, score! Once again, Drake Glover quickly on the power play took the feed from Kip Ledzianko. Took one step right out in front of the crease. One save, the next one got in. Drake Glover gives the Bulls a power play goal and a 1-0 lead.
Well, Jody, and that's one thing we were talking about in the pregame show about Drake Glover, how since he's been back, he has that 3-game goal-scoring streak, and now he's extended it to 4, and that's always been that missing piece for the Bulls on the power play is that trigger man. And you can see they're looking for Glover to quarterback it, and right now he's delivering nothing but touchdowns.
That's a big goal, too. That's first goal of the period and gets the crowd into it. There's a big, heavy crowd coming into tonight's game. Glover's 5th goal of the year. We know Kip Ledzianko gets 1 assist. We'll get the call in a minute of the secondary. Now Ibarra has it. They're going to come back and do it again. Face-off back at center ice.
Kip Ledzianko and number 12, C.J. Walker.
So Walker gets on the scoreboard in his 2nd game back as a Bull. That's big as well. The more players you get involved in the scoring, the deeper, of course, your roster gets. That's a big goal for Birmingham. We'll see what that first goal does for the Bulls. 16:25 to go, first period. Bulls up 1-0 off the draw. Played by Macon. Ibarra has it. Youngworth on him, so Ibarra gets it back to Ford at the point. He takes a hit from Zimmer. Puck goes around far side. Tipped away by Birmingham. Will come the other way. Nice poke check. Kent backhands one in. It's played there by Macon. A bad pass. Almost gave it away right in front. Justin Kelly takes it, though, near side right in front of his own bench. Gives it up to Witherspoon. Cross-ice pass and a nice one. There's a blocker save made by Stewart from Bartuccio Pereira. Now Timmy Kent bangs one off the boards down the ice. Going back to get it is Caleb Hoffman for Macon. He's pressured by Glover, or Soretsky that is. He goes down.
Yep.
And Wood, I believe, is going to get the trip. As Macon will go on the power play for their first of the night.
Yeah, that was unfortunate there for Glover, Jody, and you know it was Kent in the Bull zone that had a nifty one-handed strip of the puck there. Glover was going for the same thing, and he's going to go for tripping in the neutral zone.
Soretsky gets the call. I made a mistake. I said Wood. Soretsky gets the call. Tripping, Macon on the power play. They come into the game 8th in the league in power play, 11 power play goals. They have given up 2 shorthanded goals, though. Birmingham's penalty kill's been not so good as of late. They've given up 15 power play goals this season, and as with Macon, 76% of the time, they kill the penalty. Right off the draw, Bulls clear. And Bailey Birkin will leave it for Parker Allison. Allison, who took a shot up high last night, immediately got attention, came back onto the ice. Looks like he's no worse for the wear. And Witherspoon drops it back for Ibarra. Allison now has it. Banks one off the boards. Ford. He loses possession of the puck. It's played in the corner, and the Bulls try and clear. Can't. Nice play by Ford to keep it alive. There's a shot, and he scores. Ibarra, I believe, tipped it in off the shot from Allison. And just like that, 2 power play goals to start the game. 1 from Birmingham, 1 from Macon, and this one is tied at 1.
Yep, and that was a great job by Ford to keep in that clear, Jody, on the blue line for Macon. He kicked it across to Allison. Like you said yesterday, Allison took one off the chin.
Yep.
And he's back here tonight. And there it is. Allison with a good shot, whether Ibarra tipped it or not. Great placement by Allison. And we're all knotted up.
Allison had that shot from just inside the blue line, low along the ice, to make it an easier 1-2 deflect. We'll get the call in a moment, but I believe Ibarra did get a piece of it. Back to action. Bulls have it. 1-1 the score now as Kennedy tried to set it up for Glover. Off his stick, but the Bulls find it and send it into the Macon zone. Played by Birkin. Here's the call.
To Parker Allison. The assist, number 8, Hayden Ford. And number 13, Mateo Ibarra.
All right, Allison does get the call of the goal. We'll see if that changes. In the meantime, it doesn't matter. It's 1-1 as the puck is played along the near boards in the Macon zone. Glover came out with it. Back at the point for Scott. 5-on-5 hockey. There's a shot taken. That may have been deflected in front, but its save is made by Birkin in the corner. Goldowski has it. Gives it to Connor May. Scott on him, so he just banks one off the glass. He takes a hit from Drake Glover. Slow to get up was Connor May. Now Scott has it. He gets away from Goldowski, brings it into the Macon zone. Hit by Hayden Ford. Puck underneath of both, and it squirts out to center ice, where it's played by the Bulls. Timmy Kent dops it in. Bartuccio Pereira catches up with it first. Kent takes it away. Cable with it from far side blue line. His shot never made it through. It goes into the corner. Pereira behind his own net for Ford. Puck still loose, played by the Bulls, and that one gets out of play into the netting. So a faceoff will come at center ice. 13:42 to go. First period, score tied at 1. And Greg, as in last night as well, Macon out shooting the Bulls 7-3.
Well, two things on that last power play, Jody. Birmingham doesn't often find themselves on the penalty kill very often, as they, coming into tonight's game, were the least penalized team in the league with 230 PIMs. And on the flip side of that, Macon, they're 9th on the road in power plays this season, scoring only 4 times in 41 tries. So now it's 5 for 42, but that 9.8% just got a bump and an increase there on that rip from Allison.
Allison, I mean, he made the smart play. He just had the puck just inside the Bulls' blue line, and he just threw it to the net low. And I thought it was tipped by Ibarra, but that's okay. Allison will take the goal. For Parker Allison on the year, that is his first goal of the season, unless it's changed, of course. I don't think it will be. Either way, 1-1 the score, face-off in the Macon zone, 5-on-5 hockey.
And this is important here for the Bulls, Jody. You want to answer quickly and get something and keep that momentum that this sellout crowd had going there in the first few minutes.
I'm not sure if it's a sellout, but it's pretty close to it. I see some empty seats, but very few of them. Off the draw, Birmingham has possession. Jordan Gagnon couldn't get it through to the goaltender Burke, and it stopped actually by Kent. He takes a punch and goes down on the play from Parker Allison. No call made. Birmingham has possession. That's Laz Cable in his own zone. Backs up, send it ahead for Soretsky, who tips it in. No icing is called. Now Allison takes a big hit into the boards behind his own net. Loose puck played by Gagnon. In front, looking for a deflection. One man goes flying. That was Zimmer. Bulls with possession of the puck behind the net. Sticks getting up high. Now Krupinski takes his man down, shoves him from behind. Bulls takes a shot inside the blue line, goes wide as it was stopped and blocked in front. A lot of bodies flying around. Cable goes down on the play. Alex Cohen with possession of the puck for Macon. Bulls change lines. Cohen through center ice, gets away from Kip Ledzianko and Sinclair, brings it in, takes the shot. Nice play by Gagnon to block it. Loose puck, though, picked up by the Mayhem. In the corner for Cohen, he'll bring it out. Drops it for Kelly. Kelly leaves it for Hayden Ford. Cross-ice pass, looking for a deflection from Ibarra. He couldn't connect. Ibarra has it. Ford keeps it alive for the moment for Macon. Into the corner, Witherspoon back behind the net. Kelly has it. In front was Ibarra. He couldn't get the puck on his stick. Loose picked up by Witherspoon. He'll circle behind the Bulls net. A little interference there behind the play. No call as a screen basically was set up. Now Witherspoon, top of the face-off circle. Save is made. And Greg, I saw an interference that didn't get called. I saw more than anything, though, Macon taking the puck, possession of it, and just circling with it, circling and circling until they found that shooting lane.
That's one of those things, Jody, when the team runs a high cycle on you and they work it down low and then they cut up the side wall and come across in the middle, you got to have a body taking that, either puck or body, one of the two. And if you don't get the puck, you got to take the body, you got to knock them out and break that up.
Face off in the Bull zone. Connor May for Macon. Wins the draw, gets it back for Bartuccio Pereira. Goldowski has it now. Circles away from Youngworth. Nice play by C.J. Walker. He blocks the shot and gets it to center ice. Birmingham had it, lost possession as Goldowski poke-checked it away from Drake Glover. Loose puck picked up by Glover. Brings it in. Slap shot. Glove save made by Birkin. As floating down through the crease looking for a rebound was Walker. Good quick shot by Glover.
Yeah, good shot by Glover, Jody. And I'll tell you, I really like this line that they've got going here, putting all their eggs in that hot basket with Glover, Kennedy, and
is it Walker?
Yeah, Walker.
Oh, Walker.
Yep, because Walker coming in last night, he was on a short sleep, so good to see him get bumped up here.
2 hours of sleep the guy had, and he played a hockey game last night. If I get 2 hours of sleep, I may not move the rest of the day. Off the draw, Birmingham has possession. Kennedy sends it behind the net for Walker. Off the boards for Karan. Plays it down low. Glover had it bounce over his stick. It comes to the near side wall where Kennedy has it. Spins away from Cohen. Kennedy back for Youngworth. Far side Karan. Slap shot goes high and wide. Rebound behind the net. Walker takes it away from Allison. Deflected back to the blue line. Youngworth keeps it alive. In the corner, though, loose puck picked up by Krupinski of Macon. He'll send it past Kaljan down the length of the ice. Youngworth picks it up for Birmingham. Karan. Dangerous pass through the slot, but connects. And a back behind the pass for Soreski. Can't get away from the play of Hayden Ford. He was all alone if he could, but Ford tips it away and Macon right back into the Bull zone. Ford loses it to Scott ahead for Soreski. He drops it back for Doug Scott. Has to circle back. As all over him was Ibarra. Played by the Bulls. Ahead for Soreski. Gronick was cruising, but knocked away from Soreski, and Macon has possession. Off the near wall, Ibarra has it. He'll circle back in his own zone. Back behind his own net, Pereira with him as well. He'll leave it for Bartuccio Pereira, who waits for the play to set. Steps out, gets it ahead through center ice, Witherspoon. Tried to set it up for Ibarra, gets past him into the corner. Ibarra plays it behind the net. Witherspoon has it, far wall. He'll drop it down low. There's a shot, bad angle, save made by Stewart. And the Bulls crying clear but can't. Pereira keeps it alive. He plays it for Ibarra down low in front. Witherspoon was there. He couldn't get the deflection, and the puck comes all the way back into the Macon zone. Bulls almost caught on a line change, but Kip Ledzianko intercepted that pass. He loses the puck, and Macon fires it right back in. Gagnon gets away from Krupinski. Birmingham does lose the puck, though, at center ice. May checked by Sinclair. Loose puck picked up by Birmingham. Sinclair, nice chip over. Matt Wood in front. Ledzianko, save made by Birkin. As Ledzianko was there all alone, Birkin hugged that post, almost knocked it off its moorings. Save is made, so we'll try it again in the Macon end of the ice.
And Jody, that is a great save by Birkin. You saw him come across, and he was making double sure on that one that he did not get beat far side on that post, and he went crashing into that post. And I'll tell you, that was a big-time save. But you talk about the patience and the setup there from Kent throwing it across to Ledzianko. What a play. And as you watch this out, you know, I think so far this year, Jody, all the focus has really been on teams trying to shut down the Ledziankos.
Yep.
And now, when you take that line and you go with Glover, Walker, and Kennedy, and you've got to put that, and you've got to recognize that as an opposing coach coming into the building as being, okay, that's the shutdown line. But I think what that's going to do, Jody, is for these guys like Kent and Ledzianko, some of our secondary scoring guys, I think it's going to open it up and put them in positions where they get better opportunities, just like we saw right there.
Well, let's be honest. It's the first of the season. Secondary scoring wasn't a luxury we had.
That's true.
Now, throughout the year, we've added a little piece here, a little piece there, a little combination like you were talking about with a line, a Walker, Kennedy, and so forth. Now you've got some options. Now the opposing coaches can no longer just center around what the Ledzianko twins were doing, and now they have to look for a couple of lines to put the puck in the net. All right, 9:29 to go, first period. Score tied at 1. 2 power play goals, 1 for each team. One from Drake Glover and the other from Parker Allison.
Yeah, and adding to that list, Jody, even McGregor Sinclair, he's sitting on. He's got what, three assists in the last 3 games.
Right, he's on a scoring streak of himself. Kip Ledzianko has increased his scoring streak to 7 games, all assists by the way, but still 7 straight games with points. as the puck is played in the Macon zone. Birmingham doing a nice job of forechecking, keeping it alive. Connor May finally takes it and just sends it back into the Bulls into the ice. Gagnon will play it behind his own net. He'll leave it for Kip. Kip skates away. Far side, Matt Wood. Sinclair with him. Trying to refeed it back to Kip. It's intercepted by Krupinski. Now it's loose in the Macon zone, played by Welsh, and he'll get it out. Michael Herrera dodges Sinclair. Herrera sends it down deep. Played by Welsh, taken away by Jordan Gagnon. He has it taken away from him. Macon has it. Welsh, far side. Kelgen a shot. That one saved, made by Stewart. There's another. Alex Cohen save made. Rebound was laying loose right in the blue paint. Stewart just looked down and saw it and covered it up.
He did. You can see, Jody, Macon's being intentional with their shot selection here. And that's the third or fourth shot out of 9 that they've put down there. Low blocker on Hayden Stewart, trying to figure him out there. Not where the goal was scored, but you can definitely see. And as a goaltender, that gets in your head a little bit when they're keeping it away from your glove, because everybody likes the big glove save to get settled in.
Off the draw, Macon has it. Shot taken by Kelgen. Blocked by the Bulls. Now Walker has it. He's held up.
Yep, he got
by
it.
Kelgen, and he's going to get it off for that. Now Kelgen takes Walker down after the whistle. But John Kelgen had to hang on for dear life, or C.J. Walker was getting past him, and that's why he took him down. He'd rather have the penalty than a breakaway.
And you can definitely see what the rested C.J. Walker brings to the table, Jody, with that burst of speed through the neutral zone. Kelgen didn't have any choice, or he'd have been gone. He might have been in on a breakaway one-on-one with Birkin.
Second power play of the night for the Bulls and of the period. John Kelgen goes off for hooking. You could have called him holding or really anything else. Either way, Bulls had a quick power play goal first time off the stick of Glover. Let's see if we can do it again this time. Face off in the Macon zone. Sinclair against Witherspoon. Puck is kicked free. Parker Allison gets it out, sends it down the ice. Hayden Stewart has it. He'll leave it for Doug Scott. He gets the wheels going now. Drops it back for Sinclair. Looked over for Kip. He'll bring it in. Slides it for Walker. He's hit on the play by Witherspoon, but still has possession. That's Doug Scott with it. Far side for Kip. Pass for Sinclair, near side. Walks out through the slot. Looking for a place to go. Holding on to the puck. Sinclair through the slot, gets it back to Scott at the point. Scott just inside the blue line. Passes it over for Ledzianko. Plays it down low. Back for Kip. For Glover. Ledzianko in the slot. Sinclair with a one-timer. Gets past Allison, but it wasn't on net. Scott has the rebound. Doug Scott plays it down low. Near face-off circle for Sinclair. He'll walk it through the slot. He takes the shot, deflected by Allison, out of play. And with 56 seconds remaining on this power play for the Bulls, face-off will come up in the Macon zone. Not a lot of good scoring opportunities that first half of the power play.
No, but they're looking, and I see what they're trying to do there, Jody. And you know, it's one of those things that I never really noticed about Glover a lot last year, but I definitely see him having a net front presence this year that I didn't see last year. So that's good to see, power play or not.
Kent gives it for Cable. Far side, Kennedy in front looking for a deflection. Puck was loose, picked up by Macon, and they'll dump it down the ice.
And that's one Soretsky's going to be seeing tonight in his dreams, Jody. Just wishing he was ready for that and could have pulled the trigger.
Last Cable. 30 seconds to go in this power play. Drops it back through center ice. Birmingham brings it in. Back for Cable, near side. Tried to set it up for Soretsky, but a nice play by Witherspoon. He'll tip it down the ice. Cable has to hurry up and get possession. He almost lost it as Soretsky as well, but the puck comes free to last Cable. We're down to 15 seconds of power play time remaining. Cable drops it back. Kennedy will bring it in for one last time to Soretsky. To Kent. Timmy Kent had it taken away from him. Bulls, Cable, nice behind the back pass for Soretsky. In front, deflected by Wood. Never made it through. Power play is up. Both teams back at full and even strength. Ibarra racing Soretsky for the puck in the Bull zone. It tips free. Look out. That's Evan Beers in front. A nice deflection by Cable. Kept that scoring chance for Macon aside. Soretsky has it far corner. Drops it behind the net for Laz Cable. Dangerously right in front of Hayden Stewart. Still has possession. Look out, almost too many men.
Couldn't touch it.
Goldowski has it, sends it over, look out. Herrera brings it in. Blocks, pad save made by Stewart. As Herrera walked in, Birmingham brings it the other way. C.J. Walker brings it into the Macon zone. It's poked away from him. Back at center ice, Birmingham will dump it back in, and it goes out of play. So a 5:39 to go here in the first period. Score tied at 1, out shooting Birmingham. That is, Macon is out shooting Birmingham 11-5 at this point.
Well, Jody, on that last play down there in front of Hayden Stewart, I don't know who was more fortunate, Macon, who had 5 guys all huddled up around right in our slot, or the Bulls for the fact that we didn't give up a shot on that play.
Off the draw, 2 Bulls go down, played by Krupinski. He'll skate it into the Bull zone. A nice defensive play, rammed up against the boards. That was Youngworth taking out. Krupinski lost his helmet. He's got to come off the ice. Birmingham brings it back down. That's C.J. Walker. Gets around 1 man, but not 2, as Caleb Huffman takes the puck away, and he'll send it back out. Youngworth with a nice check there in his own zone. That's what you like the defenseman to do. Take that forward and plant him into the boards, and that's what he did. Near side in the Bull zone, played by Birmingham. Banks went off the glass into center ice. It's loose there, picked up by Huffman. He gets the pass past Gronick. Herrera tips it in, played by Macon. Down low, and a centering pass out front for Herrera, just out of his reach. Ford takes it for Macon. He's hit on the play. Loose puck picked up by Justin Kelly. Kip Ledzianko on him, but he still brings it into the Bull zone. Now Youngworth on Kelly. Played by Ibarra. Look out, Kip Ledzianko takes him down. No call. They're still fighting for possession. Ibarra in front. Has his man. Kelly scores. Just outworking Birmingham in that near corner. Paid off as they took the puck along the near side. Centered it out in front. Kelly was there, and he backhanded it past Stewart to give Macon a 2-1 lead.
Well, they did, and you can see Macon doing a lot of shifty give and goes, Jody, and changing up their lanes and where guys are. Just confused the Bulls back there. Kelly was left all alone in front after he started that initial play down low in the corner. Threw it up top, got it back, and there he was in front of Hayden Stewart. Just a little dump over that pad. Macon's up 2-1.
That's Kelly's second goal of the season. We'll get the assist call in a moment. Goal comes at 15:34 the first period and gives Macon the first lead of the game for them at 2-1. Off the draw, Nick Deneen has it, playing in his second game back off the IR. Gets it ahead for Kelly. Last Cable takes the puck away from him. Here's the call.
18, Justin Kelly. The assist, number 13, Mateo Ibarra. And number 19, Connor Witherspoon.
Witherspoon and Ibarra on the assist as Macon still with possession in the Bull zone. They'll try and add to the lead. Stewart actually steered it away from the crease. No one there for Birmingham to get it out. Macon is applying the pressure and skating wildly in the Bull zone, keeping it alive. Now look out, it hits the linesman. Birmingham takes possession. There's a pass near side. Gagnon with a shot off the post. Far side post. Picked up by Witherspoon. He'll give it to Justin Kelly. That's Birmingham's second post in as many games. Kennedy had it, dropped it, tipped away by Bartuccio Pereira, and it'll be played by Birkin for Miklaklos. He'll leave it behind the net. Played near side, Bartuccio Pereira for Cohen. Cohen skates through center ice. He'll dump it far corner. Up against the wall, Karan will bang it, but gets it past his own man. Parker Allison has it at center ice. Near side, Krupinski back to Allison. 3 minutes to go. First period, making up 2-1. Timmy Kent has it. He'll spin and send it into the near corner. Krupinski has it, looks for an outlet, gets it off the boards, played by Miklaklos. Now Gronick comes in, delivers the hit. Turnover there, Timmy Kent has it, and he'll dump it right back in. Line change for the Bulls. Behind the net. Macon with possession, waiting for their lines to come out. Macon finishes up their line change. And here we go. Pass through center ice, gets past everyone, played by Scott. Long pass ahead to Wood, he deflects it in. Behind the net, Huffman. Far side intercepted by Wood. Matt Wood cuts behind the net, looks for a place to go. He's cut off, so he gets it back to Scott just inside the blue line. In front of deflection. That may have got a piece of Birkin, but it's in the near corner. Ledzianko was hit by Goldowski. Goldowski gets the worst end of that and goes down, but Macon has possession. Herrera with the puck. He'll send it in the near corner. Connor May after it. Scott as well. No one picked it up. It's tipped back for Ledzianko, and here we go the other way. Wood gets it past Bartuccio Pereira. Tried to pass it to himself off the wall. It didn't connect. Puck played back into the Birmingham zone. There's Herrera with a shot. That one goes wide. Banked off the boards into center ice. Played by C.J. Walker. Walker has Glover with him. Taken away from Walker, though. Birmingham finds possession. Plays it right in front. Loose puck in the crease. Walker with a shot. Save made by Birkin. And he'll squeeze it between his pad and hold on. Walker just found the loose puck that Macon couldn't clear. A nice job by the Bulls to keep it alive. But coming up bigger was Bailey Birkin on the save, so we'll have a face-off back in the Macon zone. A minute and a half to go here in this first period.
Definitely a different look than last night, Jody, on the aspect of both teams. A lot more intensity, a lot more battling down low, keeping that puck in the offensive zone behind the goal line, trying to throw it in front of the net. And then it's just a mad dog pile down there in front. And you saw it down here for the Bulls. We saw it back that other way for Macon. And here's and I noticed on that last play, Caron back on D tonight.
Yep.
Where typically last night he played on forward, but what I didn't realize until just right now as I was running down the sheets and looking at the lineups and stuff, Jody, is Sadowski.
I haven't seen him tonight.
Where's he at?
Yeah, you're right.
So that is something as we're do what we do and analyze the game inside the game, right?
I have not seen him on the ice.
Sadowski, and
Gagnon and Cable are out defensively now for Birmingham, and I don't see Sadowski on the bench.
I don't see Sadowski in the starting lineup. Or no, wait.
Off the draw, Gagnon plays it behind the net. Justin Kelly, a nice pass past Walker. He'll connect and back the other way. Look out, almost a 2-on-1 with Ibarra, but he couldn't control the puck. Birmingham has it. Cable, a lot of ice time tonight for Lass. Played along the far wall, bringing it in. In front, Gagnon and Walker were cruising. It's tipped away from him, and that's Witherspoon will send it near side for Parker Allison. Loose center ice, Witherspoon has it. Kent on him. Less than a minute to go here in the first period. Behind the net, Ibarra. He's watched by Gagnon. Centers one out in front. That didn't connect. Penalty coming up on the Bulls.
Yep.
As the whistle blows, the puck was in the corner. Now there we go in the corner. Gagnon getting into it with, I believe, Krupinski. Now Ibarra squaring off with Zimmer. They separate from each other. I don't know what's going to come of it. We know the original penalty was on the Bulls, but a couple of players getting into it in that near corner in the Bulls zone as Laz Cable goes off the ice. I believe 2 minutes for, is that roughing?
He tapped the top of his head, Jody.
I thought he put his fist forward first, but I don't know. Surely to goodness he doesn't mean headbutt.
Whatever it is.
Chris Cable, 2 minutes for head contact.
Head contact, yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure what that means. That's kind of a broad area and a broad way to put it.
It was down there in that off corner, Jody, as you were following the puck across. Cable went over and just absolutely hammered him in the corner. But he did, being with that size differential, he did crush him pretty good. And
well, did he get him in the head? I didn't see the play.
Yeah, but it wasn't like with his stick. It was shoulder, elbow, whatever. But you're not supposed to make head contact, kind of like targeting in football.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I said, it's a gray area. It's so broad. You know, was the intent there? Did he hit his shoulder while his head's whipped backwards? Off the draw on the power play, Macon loses possession, and the Bulls clear it down the ice right in on Burke, and he actually had to make a stick save. 30 seconds to go in this period. Macon on the power play, leading 2-1. Pereira drops it back for Krupinski. He'll set it up far side for Herrera. Herrera brings it into the Bull zone, drops it for Cohen. Back for Pereira. Down low, Herrera has it. He just spins and shoots. Save made by Stewart. Loose puck picked up by Connor May. We're down to 10 seconds to go in the period. Back at the point for Pereira. He sends it in, deflected by Herrera, but not on net. Krupinski keeps it alive, down to 3 seconds. Back for Pereira, his shot deflected by Sinclair and out of the way. And that'll do it. The horn goes and the whistle sound. Now Kip Ledzianko questioning something with referee Brett Dan Sardegna, but I'm not sure what that could be.
So as Ledzianko was coming through the neutral zone, Jody, chasing the puck and pushing it to the wall, Pereira came across and whacked the stick right out of Ledzianko's hands, and he did not take to that well. And I think that's what he's discussing with the referee.
Now, as they were leaving the ice, Jordan Gagnon and Connor May having words. The linesman actually stepped in between both of them to make sure nothing would happen. I'll see if I can find out what's going on with Sadowski. As I look down on the ice, I see Colton Olenek along with Phil Ledzianko. They were behind the bench helping out as much as they can. It can't be on the ice playing. You can help your coach out and do whatever it takes. But either way, I'll make a call and find out what's going on. But
he's not there.
You're right. He's not on the lineup. I'm hoping it's just a healthy scratch.
Or a bug, yeah.
But who knows? We'll find out. Why don't we take a break? I'll do what I can to find out. We come back, you can give an update what's going on around the league. And then we'll have a discussion about what I found out and what you found out. How's that?
Sounds
all right.
Good.
For Greg Drevany, I'm Jody Chernesky. Stay with us into the first period. Birmingham 1, Macon 2. You're listening to Birmingham Bulls hockey. We need a fight. I'm sorry, we do. ready when you are.
All right, welcome back. For everybody listening on Flow Sports and YouTube, we're in the first intermission here at Pelham, Alabama, where the Birmingham Bulls are trailing the Macon Mayhem 2-1. After the Mayhem amassed 2 power play goals on 15 shots for the period, and the Bulls had 7 of their own. Around the league and in this hunt, just to give everybody a little update in the standings currently, and we'll start from the bottom because that's of the most interest right now.
No doubt.
And the best race in the league, to be honest, because, you know.
At this point.
Yeah, first place is great, second place is great, but Macon is currently in 10th, and they have 18 points, but the key point to Macon being in 10th place is they have 3 games at hand, with one of those being tonight. So Macon has 20 games played on the season for 18 points. The Bulls, 23 before tonight for 19 points. And then in that 8th and critical spot, there was a swap there last night with Fayetteville, 22 games played, 22 points. And then just above them is Quad City, 23 games played for 22 points. So definitely a tight race between 7 and 10, and Evansville, they're in 6th place with 21 game played, and they have 25 points. But in those matchups tonight involving those 4 teams in general, the first one that we're looking at in Fayetteville, because they're in 8th place, so as far as the Bulls goes and Macon's concerned, that's the game they'll be having their eyes on tonight. And Fayetteville, they have drawn a rough schedule this weekend, Jody, because they have 3 games back to back in Peoria. So they've got one last night, one today, and one tomorrow facing off against Peoria. And currently, Peoria is up 2-0 over Fayetteville.
Well, that's not surprising. Peoria, I mean, annually, year after year after year, is in top teams in the league. Fayetteville struggles a little bit this year. They did make the trade, if you remember, with Birmingham.
Right.
Sending us Timmy Kent, and we sent them Shane Murphy. And been keeping up a little bit with Murph. And when he first got there, he just real hot right off the bat, 3 points. Ran into a little rough spot, 4 or 5 games without a point. Got another game with a couple of points, and he's right back into it. He's like a yo-yo up and down.
Yep.
But Fayetteville, like you said, they're in 8th place. Fayetteville, at this point, they have a game. They have a game in hand on Birmingham, so it's more close than that Macon is. I'm not sure when Macon will have a game, Greg, or a night they have a game where we don't. That's when we really have to keep up with Macon. When they're playing and we're not, that's when those games are made up. So
where Fayetteville's game, theirs will be made up Sunday.
Right, tomorrow. Fayetteville takes on Peoria tomorrow afternoon.
At like 3:19. What a weird start time that is. But, so nonetheless, that's a game everybody's keeping their eyes on here, everybody in this rink. We've got a lot of Bulls fans, obviously, but there's a lot of Macon fans here, too, tonight. So that's always good to see.
There's a couple right in front of us, actually sitting right in front of my family. And I see my granddaughter has befriended them, as she always does. She didn't like the bells, the cowbells they were ringing, though. She told me, Papa, I don't like that. So either way, we got about 4 minutes to go before we start this second period. Greg, what do you foresee? Macon's coming back into this second period with 1:17 of power play time remaining, providing nothing else is called or a goal isn't scored. How are you going to attack if you're Birmingham and try and get back to tie this game?
Well, the first thing you have to do if you're the Bulls coming out here, you got a minute and 17 seconds that you have to kill off. You know what I mean? You want to come out, you want to have a strong showing on this PK, get yourself through that, and then you want to go back to work and do what you were doing before. And, you know, the testament is, you know, and I think there's you know, what do you call it, Jay? A little bit of egg on your face when you're in last place in the league, and I think that's what Macon finally had to come to Jesus with last night. when they all got home and settled into their hotel rooms and stuff like that, looking at the standings, you know, that's an awakening point for them and saying, hey, boys, we're in last place. We got games at hand.
Exactly.
And this is bigger than a 4-point game tomorrow. We got to get going and keep this streak going together. So
for Birmingham, though, another troubling aspect to me is you look at the scoreboard, Macon had 15 shots on goal in that first period. 5 of the last 6 games the Bulls have played, we've given up 40 or more shots. Now, when that happens, I mean, mathematically, you're going to score more goals if you have more shots. That puts a lot of pressure on your goal scoring as well. I mean, at some point, you've got to try and cut down on those shots against, no?
Well, and you're right, Jerry. That's just mathematics and statistics, and no matter how you cut that, you could have NHL goaltenders in here, but the top goalies around, their save percentages are 910 to 920. I mean, that's super high. And, you know, in that scenario, even with 40 shots, 45 shots, that's still 4 goals against every game, and that's a lot of goals to give up to try and be in a hockey game.
And if your goaltenders are facing 45 shots and they only give up 4, they've had a good night.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But that means you got to score 5.
That's right.
And we had 7 shots on goal in the first period, and that's kind of where we've been averaging 7 to 10 shots on goal a period. So you better be accurate with those shots.
Yep. Be accurate, and these shots that they're getting in, and on the power play, granted they are working that perimeter, but you know what? The perimeter works, and you want to come back, go back to get the puck to the point and just start blasting it away. How many of those shots did we see after they and you know, as a goaltender, Jody, 7 shots in a period, you're not feeling the rhythm of the period. And sometimes getting, you know, 10, 12, 15 shots in a period isn't that bad, just depending on what kind of shots you're giving up. So, but back to the updates real quick to hit the other game of interest. Quad City and Evansville. Evansville is in Quad City, and they're up 1-0 at the end of the first. Pensacola, they're hosting Huntsville tonight, and Pensacola is up 1-0 on them at the start of the second period. Here we got Macon up 2-1 over Birmingham, and Roanoke and Knoxville after the melee and pleasantries there last night, Jody.
That was a funny fight that I saw.
Yep. So Roanoke is up 2-1 over Knoxville with 17 minutes to go in the third.
And we'll keep an eye on Evansville and Quad City as well. Of course, last night a major comeback for Quad City, down 3 goals. They came back to win. They're down in this one 1-0 at the end of one. That means absolutely nothing at the end of this game. Who knows who's going to win there? What Birmingham needs to do is realize we got 40 minutes left to get 2 points.
That's right.
And we'll let the rest of the league take care of themselves as Macon starts this period on the power play. They'll send out Parker Allison, Mateo Ibarra, Connor Witherspoon, Jake Goldowski, and Hayden Ford. For the penalty killers for Birmingham, Cole Youngworth out with Kip Ledzianko, McGregor Sinclair, and I believe that's Jordan Gagnon. Yes, it is, Jordan Gagnon. All right.
Wow, they're pumping the bass tonight, Jody, getting the fans all worked up. They're ready for it.
Off the draw, Sinclair wins it, and he actually pulls it back down into his own zone. Gagnon picks it up, whips one around the boards, and down the ice. That fresh ice means that puck got out in a hurry. Back the other way, Parker Allison, he'll drop it back on defense for Ford. It was out of his reach. Look at it, he almost gave it up to Kip Ledzianko. That's the last person, if you're Macon, you want to give it to.
Right.
Ford tips it back for Allison. They'll try it again. Parker Allison gains that center ice stripe, dumps it in. Comes all the way around the far side. Played behind the net by Gagnon. He can't get it out. Fighting for it along with Goldowski. Gives it to Witherspoon. Witherspoon drops it down low for Goldowski. Long cross-ice pass. Connects with Allison. He almost lost it. He wanted to shoot, but it got away from him. Witherspoon did lose it, and he'll have to vacate the zone. They call the whistle. I guess that Goldowski was in ahead of the play, but are they going to call a penalty here on Gagnon?
Yes, they're calling a slashing penalty
on Gagnon. I thought that was weird to blow it dead when they didn't have possession of the puck. But here we go. Now we got a 2-man advantage for Macon for 23 seconds. And at the end of that 23 seconds, they'll have it, as far as we know, unless something else is called, another minute and a half, basically, a power play time. Birmingham with a huge 2 minutes here, Greg.
I was just about to say, Jody, the Bulls have done a great job on this initial PK with 20 seconds left, not giving up a shot, and now they've got an even more important 23 seconds to get out of.
Off the draw, Birmingham down 2 men. They gain possession, big face-off win for the Bulls, and they clear it. We're down to 10 seconds of power play time remaining on the penalty to last Cable. Through center ice, they'll bring it into the Bull zone. Goldowski has it, watched by Glover. Gets it back at the point, near side Allison. Last Cable back on the ice. Now Witherspoon takes the feed from Allison. His shot goes high and wide. Macon keeps it alive. Puck comes right in on Stewart as it deflects right to him, and he'll just cover it for a face-off. A minute 28 remaining on the penalty to Gagnon. 18:33 to go here in the second period. Bulls have been shorthanded from the start of this period, and it may get that way all the way to the 17-minute mark.
Well, that slash by Gagnon, where we didn't quite see it, was just back here out of the corner of my eye, Jody, but that's the difference, where you want to get under somebody's skin, but you don't want to be that to the point that you're taking penalties, especially sticking and slashing penalties when you're already down a man.
Off the draw, puck loose in that face-off circle. Birmingham takes it away. Nice play by C.J. Walker. He gets around one man. Now he does two after Pereira couldn't catch up with him. He loses possession of the puck, and Alex Cohen will take it away for the Mayhem. Gives it to Herrera. Herrera stops, loses the puck. Birmingham can't clear. Pereira, near side Alex Cohen. Looks for a place to go, walks into the slot with the puck. Gives it up for Pereira. Pereira dumps it for Herrera just inside the blue line. Gives it to Pereira. Pereira and Herrera, I may make a mistake on that one. Krupinski with the puck, takes the shot, save made, rebound loose. Knocked aside by Birmingham. They'll try and clear, can't get it out. Krupinski, a nice job to keep it alive. Connor May has it. He'll play it down low for Cohen. He takes the shot. That one is, I'm not even sure he got through to Stewart, but Birmingham takes possession and clears it down the ice. We're down to 30 seconds of power play time remaining for Macon. Birmingham setting up in the neutral zone. One band forechecking, that's Wood. Through center ice, Witherspoon brings it in. He's taken down, no call made. Bench of Macon wanting one. Loose puck picked up by Ibarra. Backhands a pass through the slot. Nobody there but Birmingham, and that'll do it. They'll clear it, and that'll kill the penalty. Birmingham killing off a two-man advantage, and with 17:03 to go, finally we're at 5-on-5 hockey with Macon.
That's a big kill there for the Bulls, Jody.
Big time. Now that pass was knocked down by the Bulls. Wood takes it and he'll dump it in. Line change for the Bulls. Bailey Birkin himself backhands one along the boards for Kelly. He chips it ahead to center ice. Kennedy intercepts that. Now Birmingham's going to go on the power play as Timmy Kent was taken down. Gives it to Gagnon. He'll whip it around the boards. It'll be played there by Huffman, and Birmingham will go on the power play for the third time of the game. 1 for 2 thus far. Big man advantage coming up for Birmingham. They need to get to the equalizer as Ibarra goes off for the tripping.
Yeah, Jody, kind of reminds me of Saturday morning cartoons when you had that going there. Berra, Ybarra. It sounds like Yogi Bear.
Pereira.
Hanna-Barbera, Yogi Bear, and the...
I'm not that smart to begin with, so I really can sound like a fool if they keep those on the same line. All right, Birmingham back on the power play. Face-off in the Macon zone. Sinclair on the draw for the Bulls. Cohen for Macon. Sinclair wins it, gets it to Doug Scott for Kip Ledzianko. Near boards. Plays it back to the point for Scott. Far side Walker. Ledzianko looks for a place. He gets it up to Scott and he'll return it to Kip. Far side Walker thought about a shot, gets it for Scott, takes the shot. That one goes wide. He was looking for a deflection in front. Bulls keep it alive. Kip Ledzianko plays it down low for Glover. Back at the point for Scott. Kip has it. He takes the shot in front. Walker score! A very smart play by Kip Ledzianko. He had no chance of scoring there, but he threw the puck down low in, hoping for a deflection. It came right to C.J. Walker, who buried it, giving the Bulls a 2-2 tie.
And that was the key, Jody. They were working it up top. They were looking for a shooting lane, trying to get it to the bumper guy or hit the guy through the seam on the far side. And Ledzianko finally said, enough of this. He just ripped a low shot, hits a skate in off Birkin, and there was Walker just to bang home that rebound, and that's a greasy goal.
But we'll take it. Birmingham at 4:05 ties this game up at 2 on the power play once again. That's 2 power play goals for the Bulls, both of Birmingham's goals. We'll get the call in a moment. Birmingham's Soreski brings it, sends it in. Kent pinching in, trying to keep it alive for the Bulls. Herrera takes it away. Now it's loose. Tip back to center ice where Cable has it. Gagnon gets it ahead. Down into the Macon zone. It'll be played by Birkin. Now it's loose. Birmingham picks the loose puck up. Zimmer out in front for Soreski. Cable keeps it alive. He'll send it right back in. Timmy Kent in front. He had Zimmer there. Couldn't get him the puck. Loose underneath of Hayden Ford and Zimmer. Zimmer tried to get it back to Cable, taken away. That puck was loose in front. Kent couldn't get a stick on the puck. Now Kent does. Tried to center one through the slot. It gets past everyone, and the Bulls have it in their own zone. Here's the call of the goal.
His first goal this season. The assist, number 91, Kip Ledzianko, and number 24,
Ledzianko and Scott on C.J. Walker's first goal of the season. As the whistle goes, 14:47 go. We'll have a media timeout here. But Kip Ledzianko again adding to his point total. It's the second assist of the night.
Well,
and Walker's first goal.
Definitely good to see that the power play is active for the Bulls, Jody.
Without a doubt.
And that's always been something, 5-on-5. In the era I was brought up in, you just wanted to break even on that 5-on-5 stuff. If you got a goal, it was great. But whenever you had an infraction and your team went up on the power play, that's when you gotta stick in the knife and twist it. And so far, both teams actually, because both the Macon's goals were on the power play and both the Bulls goals were on the power play tonight. So the moral of this story, Jody, if you want to win the game, you got to stay out of the box.
Well, isn't that kind of the old age I mean, that's what hockey is. You get an advantage, you should take advantage of it. And both teams have tonight. 2-2 to score. We're just really underway in the second period. 14:47 to go. This may wind up being a high-scoring affair before we know it, Greg.
Could be, and it's one of those things where you're looking at the scoreboard, right? If you're Hayden Stewart and you're looking up, okay, 2 goals on 17 shots, yeah, I'm close to 20. But if you're Birkin down there sitting, you're looking up at the board, you have 2 goals on 9 shots, how are you feeling right now? I mean, it's all
Do you question yourself when that happens as a goaltender?
A little bit, yeah, I do.
Off the draw, Birmingham has possession. Through center ice, taken away by Macon, but it comes right to Kip Ledzianko. He had it poked away from him. Scahill, who we haven't really called his name a lot, sends it in, and it's played by Birkin. Birkin will leave it, and it's for Kiljan. Kiljan gets it ahead. McLaughlin's checked by Scott. Loose puck picked up by the Bulls. They'll play it behind their own net. Almost a giveaway. Kip Ledzianko got it away from Kiljan, but comes right to Birmingham through center ice. Sinclair had a chance at it. It's tipped away from him, and Justin Kelly will pick it up for Macon. Bartuccio Pereira now gets away. He'll skate ahead. Sends it far side. He wasn't expecting the puck. Birmingham takes it away. Scahill for Kennedy. He drops it for Glover. Glover had it poked away from him. It's loose. He picks the puck back up, trying to get a shot off. Ibarra takes it away from him, though. Kennedy did a nice job, keeps it alive. Now the puck squirts near corner. C.J. Walker will catch up with it first. Centering pass knocked down by Krupinski. Comes right back to Walker. C.J. Walker gets it back at the point for Karan. Down low, Glover had it bounce over his stick, far side. It'll be played by Justin Kelly, and Krupinski will take it from him. Banks went off the glass looking for Ibarra. Karan catches up with it first for Birmingham. Checked on the play. Picked up there on the loose side by Macon. Now taken away by Walker. A lot of ice time for CJ. Soreski has the puck. Turns his back on the defender to keep possession. Soreski centers one far side, Youngworth. Youngworth just fires it. Stick save made. Birkin didn't cover it up, and he didn't want to. His own player shoveled it back to him. He cleared it himself. That's interesting. Behind the net, played by Macon. Out in front.
Boy.
What a save made by Hayden Stewart off the stick of Goldowski. What a nice setup. Stewart came up big. Now Youngworth sends it around behind the net. Played by Caleb Huffman. Taken away by the Bulls. Soretsky. Or excuse me, that was now Cable with the shot. It's deflected by Herrera out of play. Birmingham doing a little buzzing down there, but that was quite a chance for Macon. Stewart comes up big.
Well, two very distinctive goaltending plays at both ends on that same play, Jody. But down there with Birkin,
wasn't that odd?
The puck came to him as D said, "Here, take this." And you know, I think it goes back to that 2 goals in 9 shots.
He just swatted
and
it away
as
from
a
his
goaltender, you're
defenseman.
like, you know what? Take the puck and go down there and do something with it and get out of here. And then down there on this end, make a great job stripping the puck behind the net, threw it up, and Hayden Stewart, I don't even think he made a move, Jody, but just was in the right spot and with a huge save.
Off the draw, puck is loose, picked up by Allison. He'll circle around the boards, clear it to center ice. Kip Ledzianko will bring it in. He takes a shot blocker, save, rebound all the way back on top of that faceoff circle. Kip has it. Sets it up for Cable, who wasn't expecting it. And the puck comes to center ice. I'm sure Labs would like to be at home on that one. He had a chance. Now Gagnon in his own zone. He's checked up against the board. Loose puck. Gagnon turns his body but loses the possession. McLaughlin has it. Sends it behind the net for Connor May. Wanted to throw it in front, but Cable got in his way. Now it's taken away by the Bulls, and they'll just lift one into center ice. Back into the Macon zone. Quickly, Macon turns it. That's offside is going to be the call, as I believe Herrera was in just a bit ahead of the play.
Great job defensively there by Ledzianko, Jody, coming down. And typically, the way you want to set that up, both D were down low battling, and that one forward, Ledzianko, jumped back. And it's not so much the centerman or winger, but it's that first forward back. Ledzianko is down there to break up that play, cleared the zone, and broke it up. And that's exactly what the Bulls have to do in the defensive zone.
I've noticed something about Kip Ledzianko. Since his brother was injured, his 200-foot play has improved dramatically.
100%.
He used to be all offense. Now he's a 200-foot player without his brother on the ice. Off the shot there by Pereira, steered aside by Stewart, played along the far boards. Birmingham will try and gain possession. They can't. Played down low, Herrera has it. He'll send it back at the point. Now Evan Beers takes a shot deflected wide of the net. Played by the Bulls' Glover around the near side. Walker turns his back on the opponent, and Birmingham has it. Doug Scott gets it ahead to Kennedy. Birmingham will change lines, or at least defensive pairings. Youngworth now out with Timmy Kent and Karan. Goldowski through center ice. Has Herrera with him, gives him the puck. Herrera gets past Youngworth, but can't keep possession of the puck. Birmingham has it. Behind the back pass by Soretsky. Too much of that and you get in trouble. Soretsky dumps it in deep. Played by Birkin around the boards. Kent intercepts, backhands a shot. In front, puck is loose with a wide open net for Birmingham. But Soretsky could not put that stick on the puck. And Birkin this time, instead of playing it, getting mad at his defenseman, he covers it up for a faceoff.
And that was a heck of a play on the wall there by Kent, Jody. With
what a backhand. That's
stopped it on his
40-foot backhand
right,
shot.
And a 40-foot backhander that had eyes for the top corner. Now,
you don't see that often, backhanders with eyes.
Right. So, hey, great job by Birkin to handle that. And then the puck still ended up getting kicked back over to this side. Soretsky had a chance on the far post.
Zimmer on the draw for Birmingham. Comes free. Huffman plays it for Macon. Still loose. Birmingham will get it. Karan has it. He'll step into that face-off circle. Sends a shot in, deflected by Soretsky, actually. And Macon will clear. Look out the other way.
Yep.
Here comes Ibarra. One man back. That's Youngworth. Ibarra goes down. He just lost his edge. The puck was lying loose. Macon with a chance, but save made by Stewart. Off of the stick of Witherspoon. Played behind the net. Birkin almost had it taken away. He'll backhand it far wall for Kelly. Witherspoon gives it up near side. Huffman through center ice. He can't get past last Cable, but he does backhand one in deep. Birmingham will come the other way. That's Gagnon, takes a hit by McLaughlin. Gets the shot in, cleared by Birkin. Something's up with Bailey Birkin. He is clearing that puck with authority in front of his own net. Played by Macon. They'll try and get it out. Off the boards, down the ice. Icing will be the call. No, it won't, as Stewart has to play it. Calgin was there, so as Stewart played it. Burke kept alive. The far side, Calgin takes the puck away. Now Stewart goes down as the net is knocked off his moorings. He was ran into by Krupinski. I don't think it was anything intentional. He's actually tapping Krupinski on the back, and the receptacle is there. I just think he lost his edge and went down.
I think so too. I think he was going to set up behind the net, Jody, and look at getting that puck rimmed around to him down low. And on his way, I think he just blew an edge and took out Hayden Stewart and the goalpost and the whole kit and caboodle, and that was the end of that. But
all right, we're halfway through this hockey game. 9:17 to go in the second period. We're same place we were at the beginning of it. We're tied up. It's just 2 goals apiece. At this point, as you're having this media timeout, are you wanting to put your foot on the gas or continue as is?
I think you got to put your foot on the gas
a little bit.
You know, I mean, it's one of those things that both teams, where there were points in that first period where I think both teams had their intensity levels kicking up about a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, it was just end-to-end action, and it was crazy. But to keep up that pace and tempo for 60 minutes is pretty tough to do. And you can see in the second period things kind of settled down a little bit, and it was more positional and less running around and intense. But nonetheless, it's one of those things that this is a huge game, and I think from this point forward, every minute that ticks off the clock, I think you're going to see that intensity and that energy level rise.
What about Bailey Birkin? Do you see his temper flaring a little bit, or is he just taking it out on his own defenseman?
Sometimes, Jody, you have to start that fire inside. I know Bailey Birkin, he's a competitor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think he's just trying to let it be known that, guys, I'm fired up. And even though you can't hear me and see me down here, I'm going to make it known through what I'm doing with the puck.
He made it clear he wasn't interested in freezing the puck.
Yeah.
Now Cable takes a hit from Pereira, still gets the puck into the Macon zone, played by the Bulls. Kennedy, far wall. Back for Gagnon, near side Cable. He takes a shot deflected by Calgin. He's all alone. Birmingham lucky to get that puck and keep him from a breakaway. Now Gagnon with a nice play, tips it ahead to Walker. Walker, top of that face-off circle, could not get it past Pereira. And now the puck is loose in the corner, played by Alex Cohen. He absorbs the hit. Walker has it in the slot. Backhander goes high and wide. Gronick could set him up. Kennedy with the puck. Tried to set it out in front. Intercepted by Cohen. He'll try and backhand it out. He can't. Birmingham with the puck in the Macon end of the ice. Near ball. Walker. He's checked on the play. No one really coming up with possession. They're fighting for it. Gronick steps away. Had it for a moment. Poked away from him by Cohen. Now it squirts free to Cable. He takes a shot that goes wide. A nice shot, just whistled wide. Picked up far side. McLaughlin could not control the puck. Picked away by Birmingham. Near side Cable walks in, takes the shot. That one had eyes for that far side, but it lifted into the netting, out of play. And we're having power outages here.
Is that something?
Something happened here, and I don't know what it was,
I think we're good.
We'll check it out. I hope we're still on the air. I'll say that. But it did. The power just blinked for a second.
Yeah. Wow.
Send a message through and see if they still hear us on the board. Face off in the Macon zone. 8 minutes to go, second period. Soretsky on the draw for Birmingham. Connor May for Macon wins it. Taken away, though, by Zimmer. Zimmer out in front, Soretsky. He sends a one-timer wide. Doug Scott plays it far side. Goldowski on him, so he'll shovel it deep. Zimmer for Kent. 2 men on him. He can't do anything with the puck. It's taken away, and Macon comes through center ice. Herrera. That's an offside as Herrera hesitated just a second, and as he did, put his own man offside. That was Hayden Ford. Faceoff will come just outside the Birmingham blue line.
And we're good, Jody. We got confirmation from Kimberly Parsons 1547 on YouTube that we're still live there. So I think that we're.
Well, that was weird, though.
Yeah,
the power
it was.
just blinked
Yep.
and came back on, blinked again. Makes it seem like we don't know what we're doing, which we don't, but we do know how to plug things in. Off the draw, Birmingham. Soreski gets it back. And through center ice, Kent has it. Timmy Kent brings it into the Macon zone. Cuts through the slot, takes a shot off. It was deflected and never made it through. And back the other way comes Macon. Hayden Ford with it. He had it poked away from him. Now down on the play as Doug Scott. Scahill takes it away and gets it at least to center ice. It's loose there. Ford playing it along with Scahill. Tied up along the far boards. Doug Scott walks away with the puck, and he'll just lift one to center ice. Goldowski has it now for Macon. Far wall for Herrera. Scott takes it away from him. Loose. Finally, Goldowski has it. Nice pass over to Witherspoon. Takes the shot. That one goes wide.
Yep, there goes another stick.
The stick exploded. That was Witherspoon. He'll grab another one. Macon with possession. A lot of sticks exploding on us this year. Ledzianko with the puck now for Birmingham. Look out, lazy pass over. Scott just got there before Herrera did, and he'll send it into the Macon zone. Matt Wood couldn't control it. Sent out by Macon. Back into the Bull zone. There's a shot blocked nicely by Youngworth off the stick of Kelly. Macon has possession though. Witherspoon sends it around to that far corner. Ibarra tied up by Caron. Kelly picks the loose puck up for Macon, for Witherspoon. Behind the net, Ibarra tied up by Caron. Ibarra looks for a place to go, still has possession. Look out. Through the slot, turns and fires. Youngworth blocked that one. He never got it through. Macon keeps it alive. Now finally Sinclair gets it out through center ice down in the Macon zone. Kip Ledzianko catches up with it first. Fought for along the far wall still. Now it's poked free by Macon. And Ibarra will take it into the Bull zone. Ibarra lost it. Taken away by Glover. And Cable sends it back to center ice. Wood drops it off for Gagnon. Gagnon for Wood. Down low. Just sends it out in front, and it goes right in. A lazy shot, easily stopped by Bailey Birkin, and he covers it this time. 5:35 to go in the second period, still tied at 2.
Yeah, and I don't know, Jody, the more that I watch Birkin behind the play, and I know that it's, you know, one of those things that as you're following the puck, you don't really notice it, but he is very slow to get up and recover, and I'm wondering is he not feeling well? Is there something else going on? Because he's not the Bailey Birkin that we saw in the first 5 minutes.
There's something different. There's something happening with him. I saw frustration, I guess is what I'm trying to say earlier. And it may have changed a little bit, but you don't see that often.
Keep your eye on that.
Face-off in the Macon zone, played by the Bulls. Glover gets it back to Gagnon. Tried to whip it around the boards. It's deflected by McLaughlin, who'll take it away and come. Down in the Bull zone. Tried to set it up for Huffman. Ford got the shot off, but it's blocked in front by the Bulls. And I believe that was Cable who got it. And he'll send it out of play. A face-off will come up in the Bulls zone.
And Jody, you know, you talk about what's the difference and what can set a team putting themselves in a situation where they're on a 3-game streak looking for 4 and stuff like that. It's plays like that by Cable where you got to sacrifice your body in order to keep that puck. Block shots. I mean, that's playoff hockey.
Off the draw, Bulls control. That bank went off the glass into center ice, and it goes into the bench of Macon, so we'll try it again. 5:16 to go, second period. Score tied at 2. Looks like both teams now have kind of settled into this and don't want to be the one to make a mistake to cough up a lead. Not a lot of chances being taken.
One of those things where coming in early, you want to come in hot and get up the mountain quick and come over the other side and try and set the other one down. But both teams have been battling. They've been up, they've been down, and now we kind of hit that plateau. And 5:16 to go here in the second period. We'll see, but we're setting up for a great third here, Jody.
Walker and Cohen on the draw. No one controls it. McLaughlin skates away with it. Try to center one out in front. Another stick has exploded on the ice as Huffman goes back in his own zone to pick it up for the Mayhem. Caleb Huffman with the puck. Pass broken up by C.J. Walker, who'll take it in. He gets past Ford. Walker with the puck.
Wow.
Young Gronick is there. He could not get the shot off, but a penalty is coming up. It's that hard work and effort paid off for Birmingham. Now they'll go to the power play once again with a tripping call on Macon.
Talk about that effort by C.J. Walker there, Jody. Just one hand on his stick, took that pass with one hand, made a play, got around the defender, and then still poked it over to Gronick. And I get it, but he just was not expecting for C.J. Walker to complete that play and get him the puck.
Now Goldowski is not happy about the call. He's talking with the referee Sardinia about it as Caleb Huffman goes into the box for tripping. As we're in a media timeout here, the last of the period. Sometimes these media timeouts can get on my nerves. You know, you got a situation going here where there's some momentum and things are getting exciting, and you got a power play coming up, and then all of a sudden, stop. We have a media timeout.
And it's almost like 3 extra timeouts a period.
Yeah, you don't really need timeouts when you think about it, but either way, we'll see what this power play can do for Birmingham. This is Birmingham's 4th power play of the night. We are 2 for 3 coming into this one. I'd like it to be 3 for 4, but we'll see.
And, you know, the media timeouts, I get it if you're like, you know, the Canadian juniors and you want to have some TV time, things like that, but.
All right, Soretsky on the draw for the Bulls. Puck is dropped. Cohen had it, lost it. Puck squirts right through the crease, and it's cleared by Macon the length of the ice. Played behind their own net. That's Laz Cable out on power play duties. Cable gives it up. Back the other way comes Kennedy. He'll drop it off for Soretsky. Return for Kennedy. Far boards. He's pressured on the play by Allison, so he'll kick it back out to Soretsky. Just inside the blue line for Cable. Cable thought about it, and he'll give it up far side. Kent with the puck. Top of the face-off circle. Returns it to Cable. Cable whistles one in. Save, may score!
Wow.
That puck hit a Macon player in front.
It hit him right
And that's not good because I heard the thud.
Yeah.
The rebound, I don't want to even call it a rebound. The loose puck picked up by Birmingham, and they'll shovel it in. I really do hate to see that.
I think that's Krupinski.
It is. It's Krupinski. I heard the thud, and to be honest with you, Greg, I thought it hit a pad or a stick.
Right.
But apparently it hit the face of Michael Krupinski.
Wow.
Hopefully the kid's okay. Holy cow. That didn't sound good, and it certainly doesn't look good.
Definitely not.
He's still down on the ice being attended to by the trainer. Towel covering him up.
Yeah, straight up.
But I heard that sound, and it was different. It just was a different kind of sound. Oh, I hate to see that. And they'll come out on the ice to scrape it up as Michael Krupinski goes back into the locker room. But nonetheless, that's another power play goal for the Bulls. 3 out of 4 tonight. That one coming at 15 minutes, 52 seconds.
Yeah, that's one, Jody. If I had to put a gauge on that one, I would say upper cheekbone. Yep, right there, right inside.
Did you see that? That's not good.
No, that's.
I mean, he whistled it too, and it just nailed him right in the face.
Eye orbital, you know what I mean, up in that area, and back in the Dennis Pinfold days, that was things that people would get broken, and that's that familiar sound that you don't hear very often. But yeah, that was definitely cheekbone area. So hopefully he is okay, but
I don't think we'll see him the rest of the night.
No.
If that hit him square flush like I think it did and like it sounded it did, here's the call.
And number 15, Parker Soretsky. His first goal of the season. The assist number 29, Tim Kent. And number 44, Lazarus Cable.
So Cable and Kent on the assist for Soretsky. That's his first goal of the year. That's hard to believe.
Yep.
I mean, he's been playing the whole season. I don't know if you want to call it. I'm sorry, that's his second goal of the season.
In the stats, he had about 13 assists and no goals.
That's it. Well, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Soretsky, you're right. That was his first goal of the season.
Yep, first goal, 13 assists, and here comes Macon.
Macon coming right back in. There's a shot, goes high above the net. Hayden Stewart didn't have to play it. Rebound comes all the way out. Glover gets it past Huffman. Drops it off. C.J. Walker, shot save made. Birkin really didn't know where that puck was, but he froze in his tracks, and he's down on a knee just shaking his head now. I do not know what's going on with Bailey Birkin, but there's something going on with him.
Well, Jody, there may be something going on, but nonetheless, that was a big-time save. And what you saw there out of Birkin is the way that puck hit up in his shoulder pad and came down and caught in his blocker. As a goaltender, you can't move. You're chicken winged right there. And if he opens up to look for the puck, it's going to drop, and then you got a goal-mouth scramble. Good save by Birkin.
Face-off in the Macon zone. Sinclair will be tossed. Coming in his place will be Matt Wood. Connor May for Macon. Wins the draw, gives it up. Wood scores! Connor May lost the puck, gave it away to Matt Wood, who walked right out in front, forehand, backhand scored, and Birmingham gets their first even strength goal of the night. But more importantly, take a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, that was one, Jody, even on the setup. The puck got chipped through, and Wood found himself all alone in front of Bailey Birkin. You do not see that very often. Somebody missed an assignment there.
That goal for Birmingham coming at 16-13. Here's the call.
And number 48, Matt Wood, his 5th goal of the season. Unassisted and first Mighty Bulls
Unassisted goal by Wood is, as I said, it's a giveaway in front. He just took it off the stick, it looks like, of Caleb Huffman, and he just backhanded it by Bailey Birkin. 4-2 Birmingham.
Huffman was going west, and Wood stripped the puck and went east.
Puck in the Macon zone. Played down into the corner. Bartuccio Pereira catches up with it first. Wood gets in the way of his pass. Played by Kelgen. Kelgen sends it far side, and Bailey Birkin still shaking his head. We'll keep an eye on him. Macon has it. That's Alex Cohen. Plays it near side for Nick Deneen. Back to Cohen. Cohen puts the brakes on inside the Bulls blue line. Sets it down low for McLaughlin. Kilgen has it. He's hit on the play by Caron. Now it's loose in the corner. Birmingham plays it, but not around the boards. Alex Cohen takes possession. Back for Evan Beers. Gets past the blue line, so he has to back it out. Now Kent doing a forechecking. Gronick takes it away. He almost had a chance to go, but Kent was in ahead of the play. It would have been offside. Now it's loose at center ice, played by Evan Beers. Beers drops it back for Pereira, sets it far side for Kilgen. Kilgen sends it in, comes right in on Stewart, and he just covers it up with his mitt. Now Sereski in a pushing and shoving match with Ibarra. Both will skate away from each other. 2.5 to go here in the second period. Bulls up 4-2.
Well, Sereski better be careful there, Jody, because I know that we talk about it a lot about what do we need right now, and I know what the Bulls don't need, but I know what Macon could be looking for to try and turn this tide and get some of that energy back.
You're talking about drawing him into a penalty.
Oh, yeah. Penalty or dropping the gloves and making it happen.
Face-off in the Bull zone to the left of Hayden Stewart. Control. Witherspoon has it. For Ibarra, he tried a backhand pass over for Kelly's knocked away, but it comes right back to Ibarra, who'll send it behind the net. Played by Witherspoon, circles away from Gagnon. Puck gets all the way back to the blue line for Beers. He just sends one looking for a deflection. They score.
Gosh.
That puck bounced off the rear end boards, and I think it actually hit Stewart when it came back off the boards and goes into the net, and just like that, that 2-goal lead, which is the most dangerous in hockey, now you have an entirely different hockey game, 4-3 Bulls.
Well, tit for tat, it's that kind of a night, Jody, where pucks are going to go in anywhere that we've seen it.
Just get
down
it on
there.
net then.
And now Birkin's looking down there, looking at Stewart, saying, hey, man, now you know how I feel, you know?
I may be wrong, but I thought that puck bounced off the end boards and right off the back skate of Hayden Stewart. They'll show the replay here.
100%. Came back off, just careened in.
Here's the call.
13, Mateo Ibarra. The assist, number 4, Evan Beers. Goal scored at 17:45.
So they give the goal to Ibarra, so I guess he did tip it in past Stewart. But that puck was a nice bounce right off the boards. Birmingham used to pull that play a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Last year, they would use the boards as a passing situation.
They practiced it in practice with the D getting pucks and just shooting the puck off the end boards to see where the different angles were, kind of like playing pool.
That's Ibarra's 7th goal of the year, and he cuts the lead for Birmingham down to 4-3. Last 2 minutes of the period, puck in the Macon zone. They'll lift it out back into center ice, and Doug Scott will have it. Scott sends it near side for Scahill. Pass that gets all the way past everyone, but comes right in on Birkin, who has the puck, and he'll look to play it himself. Drops it off. That's Goldowski. Goldowski couldn't clear. Birmingham intercepts his clearing opportunity. That's Soretsky behind the into the corner for Kent. Back at the point for Scott. Nice play by Goldowski. Tips it away, and it goes all the way down, and the Bulls into the ice. Next goal is a very, very crucial goal.
100%.
Scott has it in his own end. He'll get behind Hayden Stewart and look for a place to go. Kelly and Witherspoon on him. So he'll have to step out in front and start the play. Here's a pass near side for Scahill. Almost lost it, so he'll just shovel it in deep. Down to under a minute to go here in the second period. Loose puck picked up by Karan. He takes a shot, a lazy wrister that Birkin saw the whole way, and he just squeezes it after a glove stop. We'll have a face-off in the Macon zone. 54.1 seconds remaining.
And the Bulls have done a good job closing that shot gap, Jody. Right now, we're sitting here looking at 19 for Macon, 17 for the Bulls. So the Bulls definitely have had a better period where I'm tracking 10-4 on the shot. So it feels like that this period, where last period it did not. Right.
All right, face off to the left of Bailey Birkin. Soretsky for Birmingham. Connor May's been taking a lot of draws for Macon. Now Soretsky's toss, Gronick will come in his place. Witherspoon was on the draw for Macon. Bulls have it. Karan spins away from one, gets it back to Kent. Sends one around the boards. No one there for Birmingham, so Kelly takes it for Macon. They'll have possession behind their own net. Evan Beers skates out in front, gives it up for Ibarra through center ice. Matt Ibarra has the puck, top of the face-off circle. Takes the shot, blocked by Gronick. Never made it through to Stewart. Behind the net, Ibarra has it. Banks one off the boards for Ford. He'll return it for Ibarra. 3 men on him. Backs it up to the blue line. His shot goes wide. Birmingham's Karan has it. He'll just lift it out of harm's way back into the Macon zone. We're down to 15 seconds left in the second period. Evan Beers with it. Gets it ahead for Herrera. I think they'll just skate this one off. Herrera, one last time. There's a shot taken well wide of the net, but that puck, again, bounced weirdly off the end boards. Stewart was ready for it this time, and so at the end of 40 minutes of play, at the end of 2, Birmingham takes a precarious 4-3 lead into the locker room, and who knows what will happen next. I do know this. The next goal will definitely determine where the momentum is in this hockey game, and for the Bulls, you desperately need that goal to be yours.
Well, with the way this is going, Jody, and I guess it's not even like, you know how some games, you know, there's some goals scored, you're like, holy cow, that was just a loaf of bread given up there, and, you know, a bad turnover or something like that. There's been a lot of weird ones tonight. And
yes, there has. Definitely.
When you're getting goals scored like this, it's like this game could end up 7-6. It'd be no fault of the goaltenders, you know?
Well, that last goal scored on Stewart, I mean, what do you do? The puck bounced oddly off the end boards right out to Ibarra, and he just kind of let the stick on the ice and tapped it in. No effort at all.
Well, and Birkin's feeling the same way where, you know,
he's just standing there, and then somebody just loses possession of the puck and it's in the back of the net.
It hits your defenseman in the face and is a perfect rebound for a guy who's just standing there with a stick on the ice. And, I mean, you just have that kind of night, and I kind of get that. That's kind of the emotion that Birkin's kind of putting out there, is just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to stop what I can, and guys, it could be a shootout at the OK Corral tonight.
It's got to be frustrating for a goaltender, and you were one.
Is.
When you know everything you're doing doesn't really matter, because the puck is just bouncing in so many different ways. There's nothing you can do about it.
And the more you think about it, Jody, the worse it gets. And, you know, I've been in situations where there's been long shots taken. I'm like, okay, you know, I've been struggling tonight. I'm going to play the next one perfect, and it hits your pad, and whatever happens, and it just sits there in the open, and you just can't get to it. And
Yeah.
you just got to watch a guy skate in and bang it into the net, and it's like, you know, it's almost like the more you think about it, the worse it gets on you, so you're better off just
So how do you stop thinking about
you
it?
clear the mechanism.
That's not easy to do.
Well, it's not, but you know what? That's the difference of, because face it, at the SPHL level, the NHL level, what's the difference in goaltenders? Everybody knows the basics. They all come up with the same training. They all know how to stop the puck, but you got two X factors. One is called heart skill,
Yeah.
right? Just that ability to compete night in and night out. Whatever it takes to stop a puck, you're willing to do it. And the other thing is when you do get scored on, clearing the mechanism. That's it.
Well, I've never been good at being able to clear my head. I think about things far too long. So any goaltender that can do that, my hat's off to them, without a doubt. I do want to talk a little off the subject here about what's
Sure.
going on again in the East Coast Hockey League. To me, it's unprecedented that you can have a minor league, not a major league, a minor league just shut down in the middle of the season because the players have an issue with how they're treated, they're paid, and so forth. Greg, I've seen baseball shut down. I've seen hockey shut down. I have a feeling that baseball season and the 27 season will not take place. They'll lock them out for the whole year. But for the East Coast Hockey League and their players to just, let's be honest, voluntarily say we're not coming to work, what's next? I mean, do these players realize there's nowhere else they can play unless they go to Europe?
Well, it's interesting, Jody, as I'm kind of scanning through the transactions for the day. I'm glad to see that we aren't seeing guys who are signed, and it kind of feels like everybody at the SPHL level is all kind of, combined their efforts and said, hey, we just need to stick with what we got and be happy with what we got and keep putting out the brand of hockey that we are. And, a couple of e-bugs,
But that's it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there could have been some injuries. You know what I mean? I know.
Well, the thing is, if I'm an owner in this hockey league, in the SPHL,
Right.
if I'm a head coach in the SPHL, I don't want any players from the
can't.
ECHL to come in here and for 2 or 3 weeks, however long it is, come in and try and play this in this league, because you know for a fact, if and when they ever restart the ECHL, they're gone in a heartbeat. They'll leave you high and dry, and the players that you've released to bring those guys in will not come back. Number two, if you're a player in the SPHL, and just because the East Coast Hockey League is looking for players,
Right.
you take that call up, you've got to be smart enough to realize that the second that strike
Right.
is over with, those players are coming back, and you're done.
I mean-
and they won't accept you back in the SPHL.
Is it really worth the headache and the travel and all the trouble, Jody, for an extra,
2 weeks?
$150 a week?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't either. And on top of that, there's so many business aspects to this thing, such as housing, where the players live, where they're not going to live because their leases are going to be suspended or tied up.
Well,
I mean, I just don't understand the reason or the need for this to happen the way it is, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
And the bottom line, and that is one difference there too, Jody, is where, the SPHL, they have their apartments and stuff are paid for the players by the teams, which, that's a great incentive. But in the East Coast League, I think they have to pay for their own housing. And if that's the case, you got.
I don't know, Greg. I think they do pay for
Do
them.
they pay for it?
I was told that in some cases, I guess this would be on an individual cases, that even their utilities were paid.
Oh, okay.
Now, this may be for a star player, hey, we'll take care of you or whatever, and it may not be the entire team. But if I'm an owner in that East Coast Hockey League, and I've gone now 2 nights without hockey, 2 nights without having gate receipts for tickets that are sold. Now you got to refund the tickets that were sold, as well as your season ticket holders. Now you got to prorate the advertising that's missed 2 games. The boards on the ice that they paid, these advertisers have paid for, you got to get them their money back. At some point, these East Coast Hockey League owners are going to say, enough, we're done for the year. We'll see you next year. Now, I don't know if that happens or not, but I mean, you were a player in the East Coast Hockey League. Can you give me any reason to indicate why this is happening?
I really can't. And, you know, one who would be interesting, I wish we could, you know, push the pause button and, you know, pipe him in on a call. But it'd be interesting to hear Jamie Hicks's perspective, Jody, being back when he was the PHPA rep for the Bulls way back in the 90s and stuff like that, and just get his intake on the whole thing. But, you know, forgetting about the coast side and coming back down to the SP side, it's one of those things where, you know, you think that one of the biggest things for guys is who they room with and where they stay and everything like that. And that's the difference, where I know in the SPHL you have so many rooms in your apartment complex for so many guys and that stuff, and certain guys want to stay with each other, some have families and different things like that. But if you have a family and you're in a single bedroom apartment or a 2-bedroom or whatever the deal is, and you've got it to yourself, and you come up and say, hey, I'm going up and I'm going to the ECH, I guarantee you that when they come back, and granted, it's a poor life decision if you have a family to make that decision. If you do that, when you come back, I guarantee you there's going to be 2 guys in your apartment, and you're never going to get that situation back that you had, that the team was good enough to give you in the first place.
So you're saying that a guy with a family, wife and kids, dog, whatever, and they come to a coach and say, hey, we're going to the East Coast League, they can't expect to come back and have the same living arrangement situations in the SP. And I doubt very seriously the SPHL coaches want those guys back if they're going to abandon them for a couple of weeks. Well, I mean, come on.
It's the same thing, and that's where, you know, you talk about that loyalty factor, right? And it's like there's got to be a come together, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing. And that's why I checked the transactions as we were sitting here, just to see, you know, because if there's any team in the SPHL that's going in and they're starting to sign a bunch of guys who are available from the coast, that is one team that if I was a player and I was looking at some place to go, or if I was in Europe or coming in next year as a rookie or a guy fresh out of college, I would not want to go to those organizations, because just like there's loyalty from the players to the coaches to the organizations, it's got to work both ways. And I think that's why we're just not seeing any movement right now, because, hey, that's a big testament to the coaches, players, and franchise owners in the SPHL.
Well, I know initially when the fear of this was about to take place, a lot of ECHL coaches were calling Craig Simchuk, as well as every other coach in the SPHL. And they weren't calling to see how everybody was feeling, how everybody was doing, or where they're having lunch. They wanted players. Well,
and not only, you're putting it nicely, Jody, because I'll tell you the truth about what I think. I think a lot of times, because you've also got that X factor of player agents and stuff like that, and I don't think a lot of times that they do the proper channels and they go through the coaches. I think that teams up higher call the agents and the agents call the players directly, and I think a lot of times the coaches are left out hanging high and dry, and I don't think that's right either. But, you know, damage control is what you got to do. So, hey, I feel it for Coach Simchuk.
This has far-reaching tentacles. I mean, all the way down to the SPHL and the Federal League. The upper-end players in the East Coast League, they're not going to just sit at the beach somewhere in the house watching TV. They're probably, especially if they're under contract with an NHL team,
they're going to go up.
They're going to go up to the AHL to do nothing else but skate.
Right.
So, and the AHL has a number of players they can have on their roster at a given time. So I hope they get this situation cleared up quickly, but to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to happen quickly. I think this is going to be something where they either A, get a temporary deal done for the rest of the season, or B, they just shut it down entirely.
Well, and you know what? I'm all for a temporary deal, because, hey, to me, if this is a big enough situation that they had to strike in the first place, then you know what? It shouldn't be made over a week or 10 days or something like that. But what it should be done is they should get together after the season, come up with a Band-Aid, and then spend a couple of months over the summer hammering it out And then
But the players will tell you,
got
though,
it.
Greg, that that's what they tried to do this past summer in the offseason, and it didn't get worked out. Their deal, their collective bargaining agreement expired during the summer, and nothing was ever done. They decided to go ahead and play. So I think blame lies with both parties here.
Sure.
I will say this. My father was a steel worker.
Yep.
I was raised in a union family.
So you know the picket lines?
Oh, I know
and
all about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I do know that the word scab used to be the worst word you could say in the English language in my household. I can't imagine what it would be like for hockey players to walk into a locker room and look across the way and see a guy that played while you were on strike.
Well, getting to the locker room, if you go back to the ironwork days, Jody, stuff like that, they had to cross the picket line.
That was a dangerous thing to do.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, and going back to the guy in the ESPY who has a family who thinks he's going to go up and get a shot in the East Coast League, you can hang it up if it's during this time because,
you may have given up your career by doing that because you're not going to be back in this league if you try and pull that move. All right, listen, we got about 5 minutes to go before the start of the third period. I guess people may be sick of hearing us talk about the business world of hockey, but it is interesting to us because we're a part of it. We'll take a break, let you listen to some more music for a little while, come back for third period play. For Greg Drevny, I'm Jody Chernesky. This is Birmingham Bulls Hockey. Enough with the cowbells. You're killing me.
Enough of the cowbell. All right.
Ready?
Yep.
All right, welcome back to the Pelham Civic Complex. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Drevany. Bring you third period of tonight's game, Macon and Birmingham. Bulls leading in this hockey game after 40 minutes, 4-3. Anything can happen now. I mean, it just takes one bounce, as we've seen the entire game.
Oh, yeah.
And the complexity of the whole game changes. Now, I'm not sure, I should ask one of the Macon fans that are here. There's a jersey hanging up behind the Macon bench, a Macon jersey. It's a black jersey.
Yep.
I'm not sure if that's the guy that got hit with the puck or if that's someone else from years gone by, but I didn't see that.
It looks
the
like a
entire
2.
game.
Not
Maybe
sure
we
who
can
that
find
is.
out. I don't know, but either way, we're 5-on-5 hockey to start the third period play. Birmingham has Kennedy out with Glover, Gagnon, last Cable, and I believe that's Walker on the far side, although I can't see the number. Macon has Goldowski out with Connor May, Michael Herrera, Michael Krupinski, who was the one who got hit in the face. He's back out on the ice with a full cage
How
on.
about that?
And Parker Allison. There's nothing like the toughness of a hockey player. I don't care what sport you got. If you get hit as squarely as he did with the puck,
right,
and then come back on the ice with a face mask on to play hockey and start the third period,
yep,
that's amazing.
that's a guy I want on my team, Jody.
You better believe it. But hockey players do this. If a baseball player gets a hangnail, he's on the IR for 6 weeks. Good job, Krupinski. Now, back to action. Macon sends it into the bull zone where it's played by Gagnon. Dangerous pass right out in front. Walker now has it along the wall. He'll circle back in his own zone. Greg, I wish they wouldn't do that. Walker now gets away from Herrera. Brings it into the Macon zone. 4 men back defensively, taken away by Connor May. He tried to set it up long for Herrera. It's blocked by Birmingham, and the puck is right at the Macon blue line. Krupinski will play it back for Allison, and they'll set the play. Parker Allison with the puck. Gets it ahead to Connor May. Into the bull zone is played deeply. Caron goes back to get it, and he'll skate away. Philippe Caron loses it to Kelly. Puck is dropped. Caleb Huffman has it. He'll get it to Kelly. Backhands one over for Witherspoon. It bounces over his stick. He's ridden into the boards. Picked up now by Matt Wood. Wood backhands one over for Cable. For Kip Ledzianko. Return to last Cable, who has it. 2 men on him. Look out, Cable lost possession. Going in after it hard as Ibarra. He'll get there first behind the Bulls net. Whips it around near side for Kelly. Drops it back for Pereira, but that was called offside.
That was close.
Good job. I think the Bulls bench may have helped the linesman blow the whistle on that one, because I don't think he was.
I think so.
Prior to them screaming about it. But either way, face-off just outside the Bulls' blue line at the face-off dot.
Yeah, I was going to say I was going to do a quick recap and check the scores, but we'll wait until the first.
First media timeout? Yep. Okay. Yep. 18:42 to go, third period. Bulls up 4-3. Alex Cohen on the draw for Macon. Now they'll toss Damon Zimmer out of the way, who gave Cohen a little shove after the puck was dropped. Soretsky will go in on the draw for Birmingham now. Puck is dropped, still loose, picked up by the Bulls as Youngworth plays it far side. There's a head-manning pass up, connects. Zimmer was floating in front. Pereira knocked that away, and he'll have the puck. He gets it ahead to Welch. He slides it in deep. Caron will have it for Birmingham. I'm not sure what Welch's intentions were. That puck just gets by Zimmer. He tried to stop the puck with a skate instead of a stick. Gets away and is played into the near boards. Calgin is there. His shot taken. Stewart with the save. Played by Soretsky. Along the near side, Birmingham will try and clear, and they do. That's Kent with the puck. Timmy Kent sends it into the near corner. Zimmer going in after it along with Beers. Kent comes away with the puck. Backhands a pass over for Scott. Doug Scott with it. Slides it across. There's a shot taken. Goes wide of the net. Behind the net is played by Glover. Wraparound save made. And Bailey Birkin just jumps on top of it and covers it up with the mitt.
Oh, that's a goalie change, Jody. We got Boyko in net to start the third
I'm sorry
period,
I didn't see that. I told you something was going on with Birkin. He just didn't look, it didn't look normal to me, the way he was reacting and the frustration level. I don't know if I was on to something. It could be anything.
Yep.
But you're right. Josh Boyko is back as he was in goal last night for Macon. He only gave up one, and that was in overtime. He's in the net now for the Mayhem. Puck is loose back at center ice as Macon clears. Doug Scott has it. Ahead for Kennedy. Nice pass over for Glover. He couldn't control it. Puck played now by Macon. They'll backhand one over through center ice. It jumps over Connor May's stick. He'll get it back on his defense for Krupinski. Ahead for Herrera. For Goldowski. Scott on him. Puck comes back behind the Bulls' net. Connor May has it. He had it tipped away from him. Now it's loose along the near wall. Sinclair going in after it along with Scahill. But Hayden Ford comes out with the puck. Taken away from him. Loose puck right in the slot. Birmingham fortunate, and they'll clear it back into center ice. Now Caleb Huffman whips one around the boards. Comes far side. Sinclair drops it back for Scahill. It's almost like Scahill and Sinclair didn't want the puck, or at least weren't sure where they're going with it. Sinclair now tips it in deep to the Macon zone. Pereira has it. He'll backhand it away, and here comes Witherspoon. He has Wood on him. He tips it into the Bull zone, played by Hayden Stewart around the near side. Witherspoon intercepts. Now Deneen had it. He lost it, and the puck squirts free back into the Macon zone. Deneen. Now Kelly. Cable takes that puck, slides it around near side. Gagnon with it. Cross ice pass connects. They'll try and get it to Kip Ledzianko. Backhander by Kip, save made. Rebound was loose, and a fat one there right through the slot. Cleared aside by Macon. Now Gronick in front. There's Soreski, backhand save made. Rebound comes near side. I'm not sure Soreski even knew the puck was coming his way. Now a puck shot from Cable, blocked by Ibarra, loose at the blue line, lifted into center ice. Ibarra has it. He has Witherspoon crashing. Birmingham takes it away. Kip Ledzianko with it. He'll try one more time. Gives it to Gagnon. Kip will come off the ice. Gagnon, his shot is deflected into the corner and is played by Macon there. Parker Allison ahead through center ice for Ibarra. Ibarra checked on the play. Macon still with control of the puck. Drew Welch sends it in behind the net where Stewart has it for Karan. It's past Soreski. That shot taken. Goes well wide the net. Rebound all the way to the near half wall. Cleared by Timmy Kent. Now Krupinski gets it for McLaughlin. Stefan McLaughlin. Near side, here's Krupinski. Ahead for Welch. Tried to get it in front for McLaughlin. Now Krupinski picks the puck up. Shot taken. Save made by Stewart. Rebound comes all the way back out to center ice. 2-on-1 if we hustle. Kennedy with the puck in front. Couldn't get that shot. He was looking really for a deflection from Timmy Kent. Kent takes it in front. Kennedy in front for Glover. That's just out of his reach, and Macon just clears just to get the pressure off. Under 15 to go here in the third period. Drake Glover with the puck for the Bulls. For Scott. Goldowski on him, tips it away, and it's right back into the Bull zone where Glover will play it. Now ahead to Kennedy. Kennedy waits for some help. He just backhands one in around the boards. Scott pinching in, gives way for Sinclair. He gives it to Scott in front, deflected by Kennedy right through his legs, and never really got it off. Now it's played down low. Kennedy a centering pass, no one there. Puck gets back to Scott. Slap shot. Goes high, off the glass, far side, played by Herrera. C.J. Walker tried to keep it alive. He's taken down on the play by Beers. Loose puck picked up by Michael Herrera. He has it, almost taken away by Sinclair, but it bounced right back to Herrera. He'll set it up for Beers. Beers gives it to Herrera. Now Bartuccio Pereira brings it in. He takes the shot well wide, really a pass, or it cuts all the way back to Kip Ledzianko. Comes free for Birmingham. Wood tried to split the two defensemen. Kelly takes the puck away for Macon. His pass slowly through center ice. Gagnon stopped it. He just sends it right back in on Boyko. Now Wood has it. Taken away from him, and the loose puck finds the stick of Kelly. Still loose at center ice Ford had it taken away by Wood, who has the puck. Waits for some help, brings it in across that blue line. Toe drag moves, save made. And Boyko has no idea where the puck is. It's far boards, played along the half wall. Timmy Kent has it. Kent had Zimmer coming in hard, couldn't get in the puck. Timmy Kent with the puck, comes all the way back to the blue line. Takes a shot, deflected by Zimmer, just inches wide of the near post. Witherspoon has it. He gives it up for Kelly. And Kelly will just send it in deep. Line change for Macon. Up and down into an action. We haven't had our first media timeout as Birmingham's Caron takes it and just sends it to center ice, played by Parker Allison. Parker is getting a tremendous amount of ice time, Greg.
Definitely. That's one of those things, Jerry, where I bet you we're 6 minutes deep without a whistle here, and you don't see that very often.
Kennedy taps it into the Macon zone. They'll play behind the net for Krupinski. Welsh avoids the hit by Kennedy. That's loose along the near wall. Birmingham's Gronick tries to keep it alive. It comes to Kent. He gets it down low. Gronick spins away near face-off circle, and he'll just send it out, and Youngworth couldn't keep it in. Birmingham has to retreat in their own zone. They'll change lines as Kennedy puts it in. Boyko stops it, and he'll leave it for Parker Allison. He's definitely their most trusted defenseman.
100%.
They'll tip it into the Bull zone near corner. Still loose, top of that face-off dot. May tried to get the shot off. It was deflected back out to center ice. Nick Deneen has it. Ahead for Herrera, who tips it in. Played by Hayden Stewart around the near wall. Herrera takes it away from Glover. Takes a shot, save made by Stewart, who looks around to see who that was.
Yep.
Nice play by Herrera. I don't think Glover was expecting him to do so. Now he'll go over, Glover that is, goes over and talks to the referee about something. I didn't see anything that could have been called a penalty, but he's letting him know as we have our first media timeout of the period. Why don't you go ahead and give us the scores from around the league while we're in this timeout?
Definitely will. And as we saw earlier, Roanoke finished that one out, and they beat Knoxville 2-1. That's a final.
In regulation.
In regulation. Here in Birmingham, the Bulls are up 4-3 on Macon with 11:30 to go in the third period. Huntsville and Pensacola, they're all tied up with 19:30 to go in the third. Evansville still maintaining that lead over Quad City going into the third period. They're up 2-0. Peoria 4-2 over Fayetteville at the end of the second. And that is that. So not a whole lot has changed since the first period intermission. And right now, with both teams in 8th and 7th,
we need Quad City and Fayetteville to take losses tonight, and we need to win this in regulation.
In regulation.
Period. That's the perfect situation for the Bulls. Face off in the Bull zone. Connor May once again for Macon. McGregor Sinclair for the Birmingham Bulls. Now Connor May was tossed, I don't know what for. They weren't even really set up.
Right.
Witherspoon will come in or Goldowski wins it. Now there's a shot taken by Ford, knocked down in front, never made it through to Stewart. Played behind the net, that's Goldowski. Herrera hustles over to keep it alive along the far wall. Taken away from him by Gagnon, loose, still loose. Kip Ledzianko couldn't get it out, it's underneath his skates. Macon comes out with the puck. There's Huffman with a shot block. Connor May with it. Spins away from Sinclair. He'll send it behind the net. Gagnon catches up with it first. Nice pass over to Last Cable, who banks one off the glass. And that one goes into the Bulls bench as it was touched by a Macon player, and I believe that's Hayden Ford.
Yep.
Now we have some pushing and shoving back behind the play. Gagnon, along with Herrera, having words. The linesmen step in very quickly. And we'll have a face-off back into the Bull zone. Now, I have a question about this face-off.
Yep.
Hayden Ford was outside the blue line when he deflected it into the Bulls bench. Did this face-off not come outside the blue line?
Well, you would think, because the last person to touch it was a Macon player.
But the Bulls aren't arguing the call. But
right.
Either way, Cohen will be on the draw for Macon for the Bulls. I believe that's Zimmer. Damon Zimmer on the draw. Macon wins. Krupinski, there's a shot.
Wow. That
one beat Stewart, but it went wide. Right off the draw. Puck now at center ice. Played by the Bulls. Caron backhands one in. Around the boards, Boyko will stop and leave it for Parker Allison. Bounces all the way back, Karan has it. Karan circles back, feeds it back to the blue line. Zimmer back to Karan. Sends one in front looking for a deflection. It get the deflection, but it comes all the way to the near wall, and it's cleared by Calgin. Karan will try and bring him back in, and he does. Couldn't get it past Allison, though, who comes behind the net with Zimmer on him. Calgin has it, and he'll backhand one over, and here comes Macon. Alex Cohen leads it for Pereira. Dodges Glover, takes a shot, stick save made by Stewart. Puck behind the goal line, played by Pereira. Gives it to Kelly. Kelly for Calgin. Pereira has it now in the slot, turns and fires one high. There's a rebound right out in front. Centered, nobody home. Now Evan Beers has it poked away from Kennedy by Kennedy. Here we go on a breakaway. Kennedy in, backhand, score! No, it hit the post. No, wait a minute. They'll rule it a goal. The linesman actually called it.
Yep.
As that puck, I thought, hit the crossbar. I did not see the red light go on, so I just assumed it didn't go in, but they was right there on the spot, and Boyko is not arguing, so I had to assume that was in the net.
If the first
They'll look at it, I'm sure.
If the first one didn't go in, Jody, then I definitely think Glover, following up on the play, banged in the rebound. But I think that first one was good. You watch here, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Nonetheless, the puck ended up in the net.
Nice move, nice play. Birmingham now up 5-3.
Scored by number 11.
Kennedy with the goal. We'll get the assist in a second. I'm not sure there is one, though, because he was all alone on a breakaway, and I don't remember a Bulls feeding him the puck.
No, he pushed it away from the Macon D on the blue line and went in all alone. So
that's the second unassisted goal tonight for Birmingham. For Kennedy, that's his 7th goal of the season. And Birmingham now with 9 minutes, 28 seconds to go, lead by a score of 5-3. You know how I feel about 2-goal leads, but I'm much more happy to have this one than a 1-goal lead, so I'll take it.
Well, and Jody, I know we talk about it all the time, and you know, with the Bulls and how many shootout appearances they've had this year.
Yeah.
Because they played 23 games, almost half of their games have been.
It's been in extra time.
In extra time, going to the shootout with like 11 of them in extra time, and that's just crazy. But in shootout, they come down, they dilly-dally, and they go slow and back and forth. And that's exactly what you're talking about right there, what Kennedy did. Came in with speed, he cut in, forehand, backhand, bar down.
That's what I want to see in shootouts.
That's what I'm talking about.
Take the puck, skate in hard, put the puck in, give it your best shot.
Amen.
Either way, Kennedy scores, gives Bulls a 2-goal lead. I'm sure now we'll see Macon sending in an extra forechecker or two, and there will be a lot of scoring chances the other way for Birmingham because they do have to take some offensive chances.
Well, it's been one of those things, Jody, where, hey, Macon has thrown everything but the kitchen sink at the Bulls.
Well, they will now for sure.
The Bulls have done a good job to be resilient against that so far.
Witherspoon has the puck in the Bull zone. He takes the shot, save, rebound loose. Birmingham can't clear it, and the puck comes right in on Stewart.
Here we go.
He covers it and some pushing and shoving. Now, there goes Ibarra. He hit Kepledzianko, knocks his stick out of his hands. Ibarra loses his mouthpiece in the process. Well,
and that's...
We'll see some tempers flaring for sure now.
Well, and that's what I was saying earlier, Jody. You don't always have to have heavyweights to have a tussle. You can always send 2 flyweights into it. That's what we almost had there. And, you know, Ledzianko, he's still sour from the second period. When
he's not going to back down from anybody either.
Definitely not. So, but I'd rather have him on the ice, personally.
Off the draw, Birmingham controls. Doug Scott has it, almost lost it, he does. So he pokes it, taken away, now Wood has it. Matt Wood takes the shot, blocker save made by Boyko. Those new pads and blockers he's got are really distracting to me. This North Carolina blue, and they are brand new, buddy, brand new. Scahill with the puck, he turns and fires it, couldn't get it in deep. Played by Soretsky, and he does get it into the far corner. Played by Caleb Huffman. Tried to hook up, couldn't do it. Birmingham intercepts. Perron has Zimmer floating, couldn't get in the puck. Comes all the way back down into the Bull zone. Stewart well out of his net to play it. He'll give it to Gagnon. 8.5 to go in this third period. Bulls up by 2. Zimmer from the center ice stripe just takes the pass and tips it in. Birmingham does that in almost every possession. Michael Herrera with the puck for Macon now through center ice. Sends one into the opposite corner, near side, played by Gagnon for Cable. Around the board, Zimmer tried to kid it, couldn't do it. May takes it away. Connor May with a shot save, rebound was there.
Wow.
And May fired it again, and it goes out of play. Birmingham giving up a lot of second chance opportunities here to Macon. They need to cut that down immediately, even if it takes an icing to do so.
And especially May, Jody, coming into last night, he was on a goal-scoring streak himself. He was shut down last night, but you definitely saw there just getting that first shot off, but he didn't sit there and watch his rebound. He cut to the net and tried to get a whack at the second one as it bounced off Stewart and set it up into the netting.
Birmingham right now is out shooting Macon 23-22. That hasn't happened in a while. Tonight's attendance, 3950. I'll round it to 39.50. There's Cohen with a shot. That one almost got by Stewart. Comes into the near corner as the crowd gets into the wave.
Yep.
I haven't seen that here before.
Right.
Nice crowd. Capacity in this building is a little over 4,000, so we're right at capacity. C.J. Walker in the Macon zone had it poked away from him by Welch. Comes to Alex Cohen, who lifts it high just to get it out. And he finds the stick of Welch, gives it up for Miklaklos. Centers one out in front, no one there except Gronick. And back to come the other way with the Bulls. Puck at center ice, played by Walker. 4 Macon players around him. He still holds on to puck. Sets it up near side for Scott. Doug Scott plays it down low. A big hit there by Huffman, and a nice one. That is on Sinclair. We'll have a whistle, we'll have a face-off there, but that's a nice hit by Caleb Huffman. And Sinclair he knows it was a clean hit.
Interestingly enough, Jody, Boyko's in net, and you saw him there. He was trying to move that puck as well instead of covering it up. And I'm wondering if that wasn't something maybe picked up on some video or something like that.
I don't know.
Hey, instead of covering it up, fake the cover up and then throw it out and see if we can't send a guy slashing through the neutral zone.
I really would like to know. I'm really interested to know what happened with Bailey Birkin. I sensed something was wrong with him in the second period, just the way his temperament was, especially to his own players. Off the draw, Macon has it. There's a long pass up ahead for Witherspoon out of his reach. Birmingham Scott has it. Banks one off the glass. Loose puck picked up by Huffman. Poked away from him. Kip Ledzianko gets it ahead. Out of the reach of Matt Wood. Played by Hayden Ford. Scahill takes it away and dumps it right back in. Huffman will pick it up. We're under 7 minutes to go here in the third period. Bulls 5, Macon 3. And that puck is whistled dead on an icing. And this is a rarity for Birmingham this year. Maybe the tables have turned somewhat, Greg. Birmingham very rarely scores 3 or more goals in a game. And over the 3 of the last 4 games, we've scored 4 or more, including tonight.
I think that scoring comes in bunches, Jody, and you get what you expect. And I think when you're snake bit, you don't expect to score, so you don't. And then the cover came off the jar of honey.
So you're saying it's all in the head?
Up in Roanoke, sure. Think you're going to score, you're going to score.
On the draw in the Macon zone, Damon Zimmer, along with Witherspoon. No one really cleanly won it. Loose puck picked up by Timmy Kent. He'll shovel it behind the net. Ibarra loses possession. The puck, Zimmer was there on that centering pass. He couldn't get his stick on the ice. Back comes Kelly the other way. 3-on-2 for Macon. Kelly, far side, Witherspoon. Backhand save made. Rebound goes in the corner. Birmingham will just try and get it out. Macon keeps it alive. Now it's taken away by the Bulls. Slowly now they'll come through center ice. Gagnon has it. Banks went off the boards in deep. He'll come off for a line change. Krupinski, who has my respect after taking a shot to the face, back on the ice. Has the puck. Michael Krupinski gets that center ice stripe. Had it taken away by Glover, and he'll send it in.
Yeah, Krupinski, Allison, and Ford, they've all had a good series here in Birmingham, Jody.
Icing is the call on Macon, so we'll come back down to the other end of the ice. I just can't say enough about Krupinski. I mean, I saw the game where Jeremy Roenick years ago broke his jaw in one period and came out and played in the next period with a full face mask. And I mean, if you didn't know how tough hockey players were, I mean, just watch what happened to Krupinski tonight. I mean, he really took that draw flush on the cheek, and he's out there playing again. Off the draw, they'll whistle it dead and do it again. Youngworth would have had a shot, but someone moved prematurely, so face-off to the left of Josh Boyko with his North Carolina blue pads. Could glow in the dark, if you ask me.
Well, and
off the draw, Birmingham controls. Kennedy tapped it back for Youngworth, who'll send it in deep. Behind the net, Allison plays it. Skates out near boards, banks one off the glass and out. Gagnon tried to get there, couldn't do it. Calgin intercepts, gets it from Kloklos. He couldn't control it. Now it's loose along the near boards in the Bulls zone. Deneen tried to keep it in, he couldn't do it, and it comes all the way back into the Macon into the ice. Kloklos has it, pressured by Walker, so he'll circle back and try it again. Calgin has it. Karan on him, takes the puck away and clears down the ice. This one's going to be icing as it does get past that goal line. So 5:03 to go here in the third. Birmingham up 5-3.
Yeah, you can definitely see Macon has shortened up their D-core, Jody, and they're basically running with 4D right now. And, you know, Beers hasn't seen the ice in quite a while.
Macon has a winning record on the road and a losing record at home, and it's not even close. I don't know why that happens, but it happens a lot. Now, down on the plays, Goldowski, he was smothered by McGregor Sinclair. Both get up. Puck in the Macon zone, corralled by Caleb Huffman for Ford. Ford loses possession. Sinclair will tap it back to Scott, and Birmingham has it. That's center ice, played by Matt Wood. Caleb Huffman tips it away from him. Wood recovers. Gets it back to Scahill, who'll send it out to center ice. That one is going to be out of play. Immediately Macon calling for a delay of game.
Yep.
But the referee right on the spot said no, it was deflected. Under 5 minutes to go. We'll have our last media timeout of the third period. I won't say game yet. At least this will be the last one of this period.
Right.
Bulls up by 2.
And no, Jody, that is interesting that Macon's record on the road 4-2, 2-2, and at home they're 3-7-0.
So the 4-2-2 record, that's 8-10. How many points is that? Because the 2 losses don't get any, but the overtime and shootout losses, they get a point in each game. So how many points have they had on the road? 12 points on the road. How many have they had at home? See?
Well, so what are the Bulls at? Because aren't they in that same scenario where they, up until this weekend, they were doing a lot better on the road? Granted, they did have a 6-game
Birmingham
road trip.
has a better home road record. They are a 4 wins, 6 losses, 1 overtime loss, and 1 shootout loss. At home, with 3 wins, 5 losses. And we have a Birmingham penalty, and I didn't get the call.
Your Bulls are on a penalty kill.
I did not see what the penalty was for, but into the box. Still don't see who it's on. Either way, back to action here. Puck is loose after that faceoff, controlled by Ibarra. They're on the power play with 4 minutes to go here in the third. Ibarra through the slot. Remember, there's only a 2-goal lead for the Bulls.
Right.
There's a shot taken by Parker Allison. That whistle's just a little wide. Witherspoon pinching in, keeps it alive, gets it past Youngworth. Behind the net is played. Pereira comes out on the ice for Macon. He'll chip it down into the near or far corner, played by Gagnon, out for Kip, and Kip sends it down the ice.
So the penalty, Jody, was Scahill for delay of game.
So he did tip it over the glass, is what the argument was. Either way, they're on the power play for Macon. This is their 4th power play of the night. They're 1 for 3. Witherspoon brings it into the Bull zone. Under a minute to go in the power play. There's a shot taken, deflected by Krupinski, just off the side of the net, actually. Played behind the net. Around the far boards, Krupinski has it. Plays it for Connor May, takes a shot. That one goes wide. Witherspoon into the near corner, had it taken away, but coming in to help out was May. Gets it back to Pereira. Far side, Krupinski, a shot deflected by Ibarra wide. Birmingham clears.
I don't like that Ibarra being so all alone right in front of Hayden
He was definitely
Stewart.
alone. Yep. All right, we're down to 25 seconds of power play time remaining for Macon. 2:57 to go here in the third. Connor May brings it in to the Bulls zone. Behind the net, Stewart plays it, leaves it for his defense, and easily cleared down the ice, Jordan Gagnon.
Yeah, and for all the fans here inside the building, Joe, they're looking up at the clock, and I guess they brought in Stefan Rivard to serve the penalty, number 21.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I couldn't figure out what was going on. That's Alex Cohen. Birmingham's killed the penalty, back at full strength as Cahill comes off the ice. Soreski picks the loose puck up, gets it ahead to Wood. We'll keep an eye on Boyko. Wood brings it in, tries a wrap around. There it is, lying in front. No one can get their stick on the puck. Played by the Bulls back behind the net. Boyko will leave it for Ford. He's hounded on the play by Timmy Kent, so he'll drop it back for Huffman. Near side for Michael Herrera. Birmingham doing some forechecking, killing some time as Cohen takes the puck now through center ice. Alex Cohen, the captain, gains the Bulls' blue line. Can't get it in deep. Kelly does, and he'll send it wide. Played far side. Allison, a shot. Gloved by Stewart, who looks up at Jordan Gagnon. I'm not sure what that conversation was, but it was almost like, get out of the way. I need to see the puck.
Well, one of those ones where Gagnon was saying to him, I didn't even see that one coming, but I'm glad you did, because that would have hit him square in the face.
A minute 53 to go here in the third period.
Yep, and I was going to say, it's about time for somebody to call a timeout here. And
you know it's got to be Macon to figure out when they're going to pull Boyko out of the net, and I'm just intrigued as to what the reason to insert Boyko was over Bailey Bergen. If it's a performance thing, okay, but you and I both saw something was bothering him the entire second period.
And who knows, Jody? It could be a groin, because he was slow to get up, and I noticed that originally, because usually goalies at any level, you know, they're down, they make a save, they push to the side, and they pop right back up as the puck clears the zone.
Yeah.
And Bergen was definitely slow to recover for whatever reason, but nonetheless, you know, from a coaching standpoint, I probably would have pulled him just to try and, you know, send a message to the team. When they had 4 goals on 16 shots, that's when I would have taken them out after the fourth one.
Well, right now the net is empty to our left, which means there will be 6 attackers on the ice for Macon, 5 for Birmingham. As Stewart gets back into the net, Goldowski is out with Ibarra, Witherspoon, Parker Allison, Krupinski, as well as Justin Kelly. Birmingham's McGregor Sinclair on the draw. Wins it. Scott whips it around the boards and out. Picked up, if we can hurry, by Walker. CJ, score! CJ Walker just out-hustled the Macon defenders. Picked that loose puck up as the Bulls cleared it at the Macon blue line. Just walked around a defenseman who gave a Olay with his stick, and he buried it in the net. Walker with a goal. Birmingham up 6-3.
And Jody, in hockey, it's those little things. And that's one of those things, whether Macon put everything they had in and they're just slowing down, and Birmingham weathered the storm, but C.J. Walker, he showed his fresh legs there, and that's the second time he broke away.
Right.
The first time,
Birmingham
could have a personal
will
breakaway.
win a game in regulation.
Yes, they will.
And guess who told me that was going to happen tonight? Craig Simchuk. Kept Ledzianko in front. Kennedy back to Ledzianko. Score!
Wow.
Ledzianko with a goal. He normally loves to pass, but that was a perfect feed over to Kip, and Kip gets his 8th of the year.
And that was something there, Jody. You talked about them coming in numbers, and they took the restrictor plates off down in Roanoke, and they got 6. Well, guess what? Tonight they got 7.
That was without that. Boyko was in the net for that goal. That was not an empty net goal for Kip. Now we'll see if they take the foot off the gas. Birmingham with possession. They just lifted into center ice.
No, here we go.
Kip Lezianko's going to get there first. Boyko comes out. Ford as well. In front, Kennedy with a shot.
Wow.
Off the feet from Lezianko. Save made by Boyko. And you have to wonder right now, is Macon getting a little angry at Birmingham trying to score more? It's up. We're up 7-3. You get the look on those faces like, what are you doing? The game's over.
Wow.
Do they come out and try and start something over this?
I don't think so, Jody, because you know what? It's one of those things, you got a full packed house, and this is honestly the first time the Bulls have found themselves in this situation. So they're just doing what comes natural.
This is the most goals we've scored in a game all year long. We're up 7-3 as Macon puts it into the Bull zone, knocked away by Laz Cable, and he'll just gingerly send one in. Played by Allison. We're down to 1:10 to go here in the period. Justin Kelly with the puck. He'll try and get past Caron. Nice hip check by Caron, and you don't say that very much anymore. Nice hip check. Now Gronick behind the net. He's hit on the play. Taken away by the Bulls, and they'll just lift one into center ice. Beers thought about it, and he gives it up to Wood. Wood with a nice move. His shot goes wide, flies into the net, and knocks it off its mooring. Now here we go.
Here we go.
Bartuccio Pereira doesn't like something, and I have a feeling it's frustration at Birmingham trying to add more goals onto the board. Bartuccio Pereira was pushing and shoving. I believe that's with Kennedy. No, it's Zimmer. I apologize, Zimmer. So with the net off its mooring, Boyko just standing, looking around like, what are we doing here, guys?
Right.
They'll put the net back on. And I'm hoping this last 47.6 seconds doesn't result in something stupid. And you wind up with maybe a suspension in the next game. Just get the game over with, go to the locker room, and be thankful you got 2 points.
I don't want to see stupid, Jody, but hey, I wouldn't mind it for the, 3,500 fans who are still in the building just to see a little fisticuffs.
I don't want anybody hurt, and I don't want anybody suspended for the games coming up just because. That's why. Off the draw, Caron sends it in, played by Boyko. He'll stop it and send it around the far boards. Played by Zimmer. Now it's loose in the slot. Gronick tried to grab it. He couldn't. Pereira takes it away. We're down to 30 seconds to go in this hockey game. Deneen gives it up far side. That's Pereira with the puck. Gets a glance at the clock, sends it in. Off the stick of Goldowski. Caron for Birmingham takes it away. Taken away from him, though, by McLachlan. His shot goes wide. Now a whistle goes. We got 2 players down. One of them is Cable. The other is Alex Cohen, the captain of Macon, with 9.4 seconds to go. That whistle blew awful quick when the puck was still in play.
It did, and there's a difference of Cohen or Goldowski being that guy in front of Hayden Stewart, because if it's Cohen, you know what I mean, he's going to get a little bit more grace than...
But why did the whistle blow if there's no penalty being called and the puck was in play?
Well, because they saw what was happening in front of the net, and it's a 7-3 game.
Okay. Face off to the left of Hayden Stewart. Controlled by the Bulls, and Cable just backhands one out, and that's going to do it.
Yep.
Down to 4 seconds, 3. And we'll see what happens after the game. Now, Calvin actually runs into his own player, May. They'll come back to tap Boyko, and everything's fine. Now, Stewart gets a congratulations from his guys.
And I'll tell you, Jody, I'm really happy for Hayden Stewart that he
without
got
a doubt.
that monkey off his back, because he's been playing some great games lately, and it's just not been dropping in his favor. But this one tonight, it was definitely a lot closer than a 7-3 game all the way through. And in the first period, getting outshot 15-7.
Yeah.
Hayden Stewart was there, closed the door, give the Bulls the opportunity to do this.
But in Hayden Stewart's defense, it's hard to win a hockey game when you can't score more than 2 goals when you're playing in net.
Oh, different
but
bodies.
tonight it was different.
Different bodies, different chemistry. Guys are figuring it out, Jody. And, we talked about it from the start of the year is, rookies got to get seasoned and they got to grow up and mature a little bit. And I think that's what we're seeing for the Bulls.
This tonight will be the 4th consecutive win for Birmingham, by far our longest streak of the year. And as I said, this is the 5th out of the last 6 games that we scored more than 4 goals. So my question to you, Greg Dreveny, has Birmingham turned the corner and are looking for bigger and better things?
You know what? I don't want to say turn the corner. I want to say they're getting to the corner. And you got to keep working, and you got to keep doing and just maintaining that same mentality where, hey, it's right there, you know, and you just want to keep climbing. I do see that here. Matthew,
yeah, let's update.
Yeah, so Matthew Benson, Macon fan, he says the jersey on our bench is number 12, Justin Thompson, who broke his neck during a game this year. We have it hanging on our bench during every game. Okay.
That's an excellent thing to do,
Yeah.
and I did not know that it was that serious of an injury. I see transactions every day, but you don't know the story behind it.
Right.
You know, everybody has a reason to be on the
IR.
but that's a little bit different of a reason. So, yeah, I hope everything works out okay for him. But when you break your neck in a hockey game, you got to question: do you want to come back or no?
Well, one of those things, Joe, where it all depends how it happened, what was going on, and everything like that. But the testament of what that says to me is Macon has that same stuff at the heart of it all, that what we always claim for being the loyal Bulls guys and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
For them to take the jersey and bring it and put it on the bench every game or whatever, you know, kind of like
character.
Yeah, it is. Kind of like the Chris Easter with the 75 on the helmets the one year, and you know, Joe at center ice and all that stuff. It's all the same stuff. That's what makes hockey the greatest game on earth.
Hockey's a close-knit family, and when there's a situation like that, you know, everybody knows and is concerned. I did not know, I'm ashamed to say, but now I do. So thank you for informing us, those fans in Macon that were listening. That makes a big difference. All right, but for right now, we're happy to see somewhat of a turnaround. 4 wins in a row for Birmingham is a very good thing.
Couldn't have come at a better time.
Now tell us what's happened around the league along with this 7-3 Bulls win.
So Glover picks up his second star in as many nights, Jody. And as we're doing two things, watching the stars and looking at the score here. So Roanoke, Knoxville, Roanoke 2, Knoxville 1. We hit that one earlier. That was final. Here in Pelham, Birmingham broke out 7-3 over Macon. Pensacola and Huntsville are still tied 1-1 with 1 minute and 30 seconds in the third. Evansville starting to create some separation with Quad City. They're up 3-0 with just over 5 minutes to go in the third. So that's big.
Big.
Fayetteville trying to claw back against Peoria. Peoria's up 4-3 with 8 minutes to go in the third period. Wow. So Fayetteville not laying down up in Peoria tonight, because Peoria was up a couple. And, you know,
still 8 minutes to go.
Yep.
What that means is this: if let's just say all things go in the Bulls' favor tonight, Quad City loses, Fayetteville loses, Birmingham will be with 21 points, 1 point behind both Quad City and Fayetteville for 7th, and 4 points behind Evansville for 6th. So lesson is, keep playing hockey as you're doing. Let the other teams worry about themselves. You worry about your team. Birmingham could find themselves moving up in a lot of ways that we didn't think they could a couple of weeks ago.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, that you just have to take it day by day. And that's why I really like that motto. Hey, you know what? Great job getting this far, boys. Go home, you know, have a good weekend, and we'll see you Monday morning, and we got to get back to work because we got more games coming up this weekend and coming into the new year to keep what we got going.
The motto for this Bulls team should be real simple: one shift, one period, one game.
Yep.
Worry about what you can do when you're on the ice. We'll take care of the rest. All right, Greg, that's it. 2 games in a row here at home we've won. Nice crowds on both nights. A lot of fun was had tonight with a lot of these goals. Birmingham 7, Macon 3. I enjoyed it. All right, for Greg Dreveny, I'm Jody Cherneski. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Once again, final score from the Pelham Civic Complex.